Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pantheon Stadium, Varsity Football, and Halls of Fame. And now, to kick off our pregame festivities, we present the pride of Upper St. Clair, the Upper St. Clair High School Panther Marching Band. Led by drum majors Andrew Miller and Carter Chu, and auxiliary captains Grace Kelly and Isabella Marasco. The 21-22 edition of the band begins with a tribute to our heroes, a salute to first responders. So sit back and enjoy Fanfare for the Common Man. To thank first responders everywhere, we present Jay Dawson's arrangement of Stars and Stripes Forever. This is the National March. At this time, would you please rise? And gentlemen, please remove your hats for the playing and singing of our national anthem, followed by the alma mater. Let's give it up for the Upper St. Clair High School Marching Band. Good evening and welcome to tonight's game between the Upper St. Clair Panthers and the South Fayette Lions. Before the game begins, we would like to introduce the 2020 and 2021 Upper St. Clair Halls of Fame inductees. These men and women have all contributed to the pride and prestige of Upper St. Clair High School in the areas of academics, arts, and athletics. And they mark the 21st class to be inducted into Upper St. Clair High School's Halls of Fame. And now, let's meet our newest class. Representing academics, Ben Burns, class of 2006. Roy Fidayakon, class of 1994. Carl Zelik, class of 2002. Representing the arts, Tom Griffith, class of 1975. David Moskowitz, class of 1987. Brian O'Hare, class of 1984. Representing the Athletics Hall of Fame, Emily Mueller Chabata, class of 2009. Dane M. Conwell, class of 2007. And Ryan Dazinski, class of 2015. Congratulations to the newest members of the Upper St. Clair High School's Halls of Fame. Let's give our inductees a warm congratulations. Let's give it up once more to the inductees of the classes of 2020 and 2021.
Test, test.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's competition. Your paid or complimentary admission to this event entitles you to enjoy an exhibition of skills developed by the students in an educational setting. Please give these students your positive encouragement and support. Booing, taunting, or intimidating the officials or opponents is unfriendly and unacceptable.
Man, I got it right. Man, I got it right. My hat matching my bag. You know I'm poppin' tags. 'Cause man, I got that swag. Man, I got that swag. My hat matching my bag. You know I'm poppin' tags. 'Cause man, I got that swag. When I serve, now watch me something swag. I'm on here naughty, exotic, polo on my body. Got a bag of Varsity and a friend right behind me, and I'm swag. I'm surfing, I'm swag, I'm surfing, I'm swag.
Here are your Upper St. Clair Panthers.
It's hard to yell when the barrel's in your mouth.
Come on.
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Upper St. Clair Football. We are here in Pantherland at Upper St. Clair Stadium for a big one tonight. We got Upper St. Clair against section rival South Fayette for a game that means a lot in terms of playoff implications. We will get to that. I want to introduce my tag team partner here tonight. He should need no introduction to fans of Upper St. Clair football or Upper St. Clair athletics generally, but he is the class of 2013. He is an Upper St. Clair Athletic Hall of Famer. He's a record-setting quarterback both here and W&J. His name is Pete Coughlin, and Peter, I appreciate you joining me tonight.
Gav, thank you for inviting me to join you on the cast today. Welcome to see a great game with playoff implications on the line. This rivalry has quickly turned into one of the biggest ones with the realignment and based off of last year's game, which Ethan Dahlm had a gutsy fourth quarter comeback. High expectations going forward for this one.
You mentioned something interesting that I do want to get into. So it's always been, and I've been a travel basketball coach, so I have coached youth sports, but in youth sports, we've always had a big rivalry with South Fayette. You know, the geographic location is neighboring townships, but as we've gotten into high school, they've been a smaller school. We've not ended up playing them. We try to play them in hoops, but all of a sudden, as they've gotten to be a bigger district, we've sort of stagnated. They're getting closer in population, they're getting closer in enrollment, and so they're together. And then as that's happened, the rivalry has really come about. We've seen some just classic football games over the past 3 years. So I think that's what I expect to see tonight. So let's talk playoffs. Now, in the conference, Moon leads everybody. Moon has beaten everybody. St. Clair is next with 1 loss, as is Bethel Park. With the 2 loss teams, South Fayette, Peters Township, St. Clair has a chance to do the kill shot tonight, get them out of, pretty much out of playoff contention, and really put Upper St. Clair in the driver's seat to make the playoffs. That being said, we probably see a desperate South Fayette team today, I assume.
Yeah, their backs are against the wall right now. As you said, they need a win to stay alive, so St. Clair is going to get the best that they have to offer, and as we were saying, it should be a highly entertaining game with this rivalry blossoming, so let's get it going.
All right, let's do it. So we have South Fayette kicking off from the left side of your screen, going left to right in the road white uniforms. St. Clair going right to left on your screen in their home blacks. The kickoff goes to the ever-dangerous senior Mateo Sapulio. He comes to the field to the right. He's got a little bit of a seam. Here goes Mateo across the 30, 35 to the 37-yard line. So good return as usual for Mateo and good field position for the Panthers.
Can't beat starting out at the 35 opposed to the 25, so let's see this offense get going.
I will say, I was talking to Coach Junk last night in the freshman broadcast. He really praised his special teams, and they've been outstanding in almost every phase. The coverage has been great. They have an outstanding sophomore kicker, and the return game's been great. So that's exactly what you saw there. Now we've talked a lot the last couple weeks about St. Clair being very versatile with their backfield. Looks like Jamal Brown, number 7, is starting basically in the quarterback spot. Now this is Ethan Heister taking the snap deep. Oh, that's a good, strong run. He got downhill, got about 6 or 7 yards, and that is the type of gain you want to see on first down.
St. Clair's just lining up. You know that they're going to run the ball, and they're not going to shy away from that. Just going to be powered downhill runs from both Heister and Brown tonight.
And that's good news. With Jim Render here being honored tonight, he's going to love the smash mouth downhill football. That's straight
the
out
old
of the
school
page.
Jim Render style.
And this is kind of that type of night in terms of being crappy weather-wise. This is Heister again. I hesitate to call it a wildcat because it's really just like almost a power, student body left, student body right type thing. But he's the quarterback quote. But a little less running room there. So
yeah, I don't know if you remember from back when I was in high school. West A and Bob Palco used to do this with Mike Caputo, so very reminiscent of that.
Yeah, and Bob Halko is one of the best. So here's Heister again. Nice. Boy, that was a great gap. Big 77, Marcus Fennell, and along with 55, Mark Banbury did a great job creating a huge hole there, and that's exactly what you want to see. Let's set the starting lineup here for the Panthers. We have Heister, as you've seen, number 24, who's carried it 3 times, and Jamal Brown, number 7 in the backfield. Brady Bartusiak at the tight end spot, number 5. It looks like they're almost in a 2 tight end spot. I don't know who number 87 is. Nobody on the roster right now, but it looks like double tight end. Then Besselman, number 4, is a receiver to the bottom of your screen, and Sapulio to the top of your screen, number 2. That's Jamal Brown getting the direct snap. The line tightens there. He only gets about a yard.
And that's going to be what South Fayette's going to look to do. Stop the run on first and second down, put some pressure on St. Clair to possibly switch to more spread-type situations that they've done over the past couple of years, but we'll see how that goes.
I wonder if 87's like basically a tackle who they've moved to a tight end number for this purpose and they want to go big. That could be what's happening. So on the line, we got Wyatt Koval, number 61, the captain. Mark Banbury at right guard. Tyler Kirk, as usual, at the center spot. Big Marcus Fennell, number 77, number 75, and 77, Chase Rosenberry, the senior at tackle. So this is Heister. He's going to throw now. He's going down the field. He's got a man. Great throw. Mateo's got it. He's going to score for the Panthers. Beautiful throw. Unless you thought Ethan Heister was just a wildcat runner, he throws a dime to Sapulio, and the Panthers strike first.
Great job by Coach Junko. South Fayette lining up with 8 guys in the box, taking a chance deep with their athletes on the outside, and 7-0, 6-0 Panthers.
See, that's a beautiful thing, and one of the outstanding aspects of that is the fact that we're sucking him in, show and run, a guy who's not reputed to be a quarterback, and then he drops back and throws an absolute dime for a touchdown. That's exactly what you want to see from the Panthers on possession one. Look at this who's who of Panthers legends right here. I feel like there needs to be an applause here for the amount of legends that are just walking in right now. I love this.
And Alex Park.
So, as Bennett Henderson adds the extra point, to tell you what we're talking about here, Coach Render was honored tonight with the ceremony. There's a statue. There's just a beautiful thing outside the football locker room that's just designed with, a tribute to Coach Render's career, some of the great performers we've had at Upper St. Clair, and a lot of his former players are here tonight, but there were just more talent that just walked in through that door than, you had Phil Dunn, you had Doug Whaley, you had Kevin Ory, Eric Lund. We'll even throw Alex Park in there. But I mean, you had, some of the best players that have ever set foot in an Upper St. Clair uniform. I mean, I remember watching, Phil Dunn and Doug Whaley on the 89 state championship team, and they were, absolutely unstoppable. So it goes to show you create a culture of a program, and you want guys to keep coming back. It's the same thing we want with basketball, and it does my heart good to see all these friendly faces here tonight.
Yeah, even though I did not get to watch Kevin, Doug, and all of them back in the day, they definitely came back for a couple of games, did some speeches in pregame situations, so the culture is definitely there, and will continue as Coach Junko continues his coaching reign.
So this was a nice kick. Oh boy, he broke contain a little bit on the outside. Got about down to the 30. This is something I talked with Coach Junk last night. Bennett Henderson, in addition to having a strong leg, the sophomore kicker, does a great job of directional kicking. Pins him to the sideline, but that's one of the better returns I've seen against the Panthers tonight. No damage. It's only about the 29-yard line, but that shows you how spoiled we've been with Bennett Henderson and his leg in terms of special teams field position this season. So we're going to set the defense. We'll do one play here, but we will set the defense. The guy you got to watch out for probably for South Fayette is quarterback Landon Lutz. He can really spin it, and it's typical South Fayette, spreading the field, likes to throw the ball. But now you're going to see a little inside handoff, run to the sides. Oh, Banbury almost got him in the backfield. Good pursuit from the Panthers. That's number 7, Jamal Brown, gets him for a short gain.
Look for South Fayette to lean heavily on workhorse running back Nate Deans, leading rusher, also number 2 in receiving for South Fayette, so he can do a little bit of it also. He will be the workhorse and get a lot of touches tonight.
So setting the scene here, we got Marco Carone at the one end, Mark Banbury at the other end, Big Wyatt Koval at the nose. 2nd down and 8 here. Lutz back to throw. He's looking down the field. He's got a lot of time. Now he's rolling out. He runs out of time, throws the sideline. Nobody home. Ethan Easter did a really nice job filling from the linebacker spot and made him pay for that. He held him on the ball a long time.
That's what you want to see if you're Upper St. Clair. Got to get some pressure on the quarterback, force him to make some turnovers, and see where that goes throughout the night.
So at the linebacker spot, we got Jamal Brown and Ethan Easter. We've got Ivory Travers, number 11. And looks like up top at the corners, we have Cipolio again, Aiden Besselman at the free safety here. Number 19, Tyson Swigert's on the near side of the field. Looks like Jacob Huffnagel at the top side of the screen at the corner. And I can't tell if that's Aiden Kahn at the safety linebacker position in the slot up there. Looks like him, number 33. So 3rd and 8. This is Lutz back to throw. He's got a man down the seam. You got to turn around. That's a great throw. Couldn't quite get the numbers around, and that's a long gain down the seam for the South Fayette.
Great call there, St. Clair, and man on the outside, just a little switch route with the inside guy doing a little bit of a slot wheel. Worked out great for South Fayette there.
So this is what we talked about last night with Coach. They like to go tempo, they like to throw the ball, and St. Clair hasn't really faced that many throwing teams this season, and not that many spread teams this season, so it'll be interesting. They're going to have to adjust. I know they practiced hard against it this week. Another 1st and 10 in Panther territory. This is Deans. Gets the carry. Nice job again. Mark Banbury, very tough on the line, is their leader on the defensive line, number 55, with the tackle.
Number 55, Mark Banbury.
They're stopping the clock. Oh, they've got a flag down. I didn't see it. I don't know. They're setting the scene. It must have been a late flag. I missed it, but
looks like it's against St. Clair.
Hopefully it's not a unsportsmanlike type thing.
After the play was over, personal foul, number 33, the defense.
So it's going to be on Aiden Klein. I didn't see it, but must have been just something late. So that hurts the Panthers. Got a good stop on first down and then giving up a 15-yarder there. I know Coach Junk's not going to be pleased with that.
That's the thing about these rivalry games. The emotions are running high, and sometimes stuff like that can happen after the plays. You just got to limit that as much as you can.
Yeah, football's such a different thing. It's so emotional, it's so physical that stuff just sort of lends itself sometimes. So here comes South Fayette all the way to the Panther 28 with a new set of downs. Lutz back to throw. Looking for he got him on the hitch and go. He got a man, and he is open. That is going to be a touchdown for South Fayette. They really set that up beautifully on the wheel. They hitch and go, and they beat him for a long touchdown. South Fayette right up the field answers with a great drive of their own. Going to tie it up here with an extra point.
Yeah, tough play there. Corner was playing the out, bit on it, and perfectly called out and up.
So this is some fireworks we're already seeing early on. We still have 8 minutes to go, and we've seen two outstanding drives, one from each team. And, hey, we expected nothing less. We expected a competitive game, an exciting game. It's exactly what we're getting thus far.
And I know South Fayette's been struggling scoring the past 3 weeks, I believe. It's only been about 23 points over the last 3 weeks combined, so this is a little bit surprising, but we might have a shootout on our hands.
It's hard to believe, but because of the way Lutz throws the ball, you'd think they could really move it. I mean, he's made some beautiful throws, some really high-level throws so far. But, hey, Rossi is an outstanding football coach, and you saw it. He set that up beautifully. You've seen two coaches set up long plays with prior plays, beautiful stuff. So, okay. Back to the Panthers on offense here. Do you see more of the same? Do you think it's still kind of power stuff, or do you think seeing what they accomplish through the air will sort of motivate them to maybe go up top a little bit more?
I think they're going to do what they did last drive, get in that offensive rhythm, let the run set up the pass, and if they're going to stick 8 guys in the box, maybe that's when you take a shot. But if the run's carrying you, stay with it.
Absolutely. So one of the most exciting aspects of Panther football, again, Mateo Cipollio back to return here as we are tied at 7. Early in the first quarter here in Pantherland.
And number 7, Jamal Brown. Kicking off for South Fayette, number 17, Justin Caputo.
All right, so I'll be interested to see. I've been surprised so many people have kicked us to Mateo. Although Jamal's obviously a very dangerous guy back there, but Mateo's been so good in the returns this year.
Has he taken any back yet?
Oh, yeah, he has too. So here comes Mateo. He's got a seam. He's going to the 35 again, to the 37, 38-yard line. I'm sure if you ask Coach Junk, he would take that field position every single drive of the night.
Very reminiscent of the first one, return left, and the 35, 36-yard line.
So, okay, we just had Peter set the scene for us on offense. Let's see if it's the same type of thing. The other thing to mention is, you see different heads at the quarterback position for the Panthers. It looks like Brady Erdos, number 9, who's the more conventional quarterback, is in, and you have Nick DeRubis, number 15, who's the conventional receiver at the top of the screen. So, who knows? Maybe they are going to go to the pass a little bit more. Here comes Brady, a little shovel pass to the middle, but boy, that was diagnosed well from the South Fayette Lions, and that's no gain there.
Ethan Heaster on the carry. Brought down to number 62, Alex Hall. No gain, brings up 2nd and 10 for the Panthers.
All right, so it's always interesting for me, Pete, in terms of if you have a successful first drive, do you want to get cute? Do you want to go different? Do you want to keep them off balance, or do you want to keep doing the same stuff? It's got to be a really tough balance. I think this is a really tough sport to coach. So here comes Brady, and he's going down the field. He's got Aiden Besselman, and unfortunately a little high and a little left out of bounds. Aiden had a step. Pete, do you think the coverages they're showing in terms of how many guys are in the box and the way they're guarding our receivers is sort of tempting us to do what you're seeing?
Yeah, it definitely looks like St. Clair's trying to take advantage of that. The corners are one-on-one outside with St. Clair's receivers, and it's one of those situations where St. Clair's like, our athlete's better than your athlete, so let's get him the ball if we can.
That's how I would coach. I would probably lose a lot, but I coach almost like a video game, like it's in basketball. Oh, you have a matchup? We're going to that every time, which you probably can't do as well in football, but it's, I'm uber aggressive, obviously. So 3rd and 10 here. This is Erdos back to throw. He's got a lot of time. Now he's running out. He scrambles. He gets to the outside, but it's not going to be much there. That's going to go down as a sack, coverage sack there, and it's going to be a punt situation for the Panthers.
that South Fayette defensive line starting to get after a little bit. The bobbled snap threw him off a little bit, threw off the timing. It looked like he might have had the out at the bottom of the screen here. Unfortunate, but it's not a fumble, so that's all that counts.
Yeah, and the turnovers have really been an issue for the Panthers. If they cannot turn over the football and maybe force some turnovers, oh boy, it's a high snap. Here comes Ethan Easter, and he just has to fall on it. That's a disaster for the Panthers as South Fayette gets the ball deep in Panther territory. And it is a wet night, it is a cold night, but boy, that is a really, really tough change of momentum for the Panthers.
And Gavin and I are confirmed jinxes.
Yeah, unbelievable. So I was at a freshman football game last night for the Panthers where the snap from center was an issue like a fourth of the snaps. And so, I feel like this is, I'm seeing double. It's deja vu for me. So it's unfortunate that these are the things you got to clean up. You can't do these in tight rivalry football games. You can't give them field position like this.
It is never fun to do the quarterback-center exchange with a wet ball. It just makes the entire process so much more difficult.
So here, South Fayette's in business. This is Landon Lutz on the out. He hits him on the out pass, gets about a 4 or 5 yard gain, pushed out of bounds by Mateo Sapulio, but South Fayette's second and goal from the 2, and Panthers are going to have to make a stand here. They're going to have to get strong here at the point of attack.
These are the type of games, type of situations where it gets you into the playoffs. A goal line stand when you need it. Let's see if we can get one.
So they got trips left. Hand off to Deans. Banbury again in the backfield. Couldn't quite bring him down, and that's going to be a touchdown for the Lions. So unfortunately, Mark was in the backfield, had a good angle, couldn't quite pull him down, and South Fayette takes the lead here. I mean, we still have 6.5 to go in the first quarter, and I feel like a ton has already happened.
Definitely have a feeling of a shootout.
Yeah, it's a high outcome game, which, frankly, now that you're on the bad side of it, that's all good at this point. When we were up 7-0, I wasn't as excited about that. And it looks like Jamal's offsides, trying to guess the count to block the extra point. And I wonder if with half the distance to the goal line situation, they would consider going for 2 here. Looks like Coach Rossi's thinking about it. They got a different personnel group sort of
stirring around over there.
They're still talking about it.
Defense number 7, half the distance to the goal, retry. Number 17, Justin Caputo.
Looks like they're just going to kick it. So probably the right move. There's no reason to be chasing points at this early in the game. It's just, I'm sure it's tempting.
Yeah, especially with those 2 plays, move the ball pretty well, even on the first drive, getting at least 1 yard a pop.
He drills that extra point. Looks like we got two good place kickers here. So South Fayette takes a 14-7 lead over the Panthers here. So I got to give a shout out here. I came directly from a little mini reunion for the class of 1996, my senior class. 25 years, boys and girls. That's hard for me to believe. That's hard for me to accept. I feel like I'm 30 years old, but I think the calendar says otherwise. So shout out, God bless you, class of 1996. Great seeing everybody. I hope to see you afterwards. So
25 years.
Yeah, 25 years. I don't want to hear about it.
Jeez.
Well, what's embarrassing about that is, I'm running boot camp on Saturday mornings. These kids are struggling. They're sucking wind, and I'm saying to them, I'm 44 years old. Wasn't that good of an athlete to begin with. And if you can't keep up with me, man, you got to reevaluate if you want to play competitive sports.
Hey, I still remember hearing about that. The people will rename nameless of who you were smoking back in the day.
Oh, Grabowski, he's just so lazy. I would have never smoked Angry Joel Klein. It just wouldn't have happened. Would not have happened. I couldn't get any of you football players to come to boot camp. Oh, too much work. Park, you never came to boot camp. I don't want to hear it. Park's trying to act like he ever came to boot camp. That's a kickoff deep. Mateo, going to be a touchback. So I want to give just got a shout out from the legendary Coach Joe DeBruzzo. Thanks for tuning in, Coach Joe. You're the man. I miss you this year. Coach Joe's retired, but still an absolute legend, and our basketball program misses him drastically. Also a shout out to one of our loyal watchers, Lauren Anderson, class of 97. My boy, you're right. Not all the legends are up here. You're right. Colin Hawkins not here. Bobby Bunn, Mac McCardle. There's some greats that aren't here. So this is Heister out of the Wildcat. Oh, and he's busting through. He is running with purpose, and that's about a 9-yard gain on first down. Great run from Ethan.
St. Clair went back to what was working on the first drive, giving the ball to Heister, just attacking that left side of the line.
And there it is. I mean, it's kind of what we talked about. Do you want to take advantage of what they're doing, or do you want to go what worked through the first time? And I think that's Junk's going back to that. That was a really nice first down gain. So now they've switched places. Heister's in kind of the fullback spot. This is JB at the tailback. He lost his footing there trying to cut and does not get much, maybe to the 30. Looks like it's going to be third and very short. Oh, no, it's first down. It's because I was looking at the lead stick. Obviously, at the 30 is the first down because it was a touchback. All right, so move the sticks. What you don't want after the momentum has clearly shifted to South Fayette is a 3 and out there. So that's good stuff from the Panthers to get a little drive going here.
And here's South Fayette again, sticking 8 guys in the box. So see if they take another shot downfield to Mateo or Aiden.
So Heister, now this is Heister again. He's got JB kind of to his right, Brady at tight end. Heister's going straight ahead, nice little cut to the outside, trying to put his shoulder down. Good tackle there at the point of attack. Number 54, Keon Johnson, very, very strong. That's about his second or third tackle near the line. So only about a 2-yard gain there for the Panthers on first down.
And that's what bringing 8 guys in the box does, fill up those gaps, not allow as much running room as possible.
Yeah, and it's a situation now where you've kind of dared them to, hey, stop what we're doing. And South Fayette's kind of daring you say, okay, you beat us once over the top. Can you connect on those passes? You don't really have a quarterback. So here comes Heister off tackle. Oh, he lost his footing a little bit, but he got a pretty good gain. Got probably about 4 or 5. So we're in a very manageable, maybe 3rd and 4 now.
In this situation, have they been still keeping the ball on the ground, 3rd and 4?
They absolutely have. Junk's very aggressive in terms of like 4 downs. He'll go for it in close situations, but really, they've been reticent to throw the ball a lot since about week 3 because of the turnovers. They had some interceptions, and they're just, I think, worried about that. Here comes Heister. Nice little cut. Ethan's going up. Very nice hard run again off tackle left, and he's going to get a first down. Boy, Big Chase Rosenberry, number 77, is doing a beautiful job at the tackle spot, and then a good block on the corner, sealing the edge from Besselman.
Yeah, that was a great job by the receiver to seal that edge, let him get a couple additional yards they needed for the first down, and why pass when you can do stuff like that?
No, absolutely. So Heister's coming out. This is junior Aiden Kahn. AC's coming in the game. He's a junior. He looks like he's going to be the sort of, now he's actually going to be in the wing here. And now we have JB's going to come in the shotgun in the Wildcat sort of situation. So 1st and 10 here. Another set it down for the Panthers. JB's going to his right, getting a good block from Brady, cuts it in. Good job following his block, slips another one. Nice hard run, good leg drive forward. Another first down, 11 yards from Jamal Brown, and the Panthers are in business, moving the clock.
Different back, same story, just getting north and south. The line up front, able to move the pile. So great job by St. Clair there, and another first down.
Yeah, you weren't kidding, Petey, when you talked about it after the first drive. It is a situation of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Really doing a good job getting downhill. Line looks great, and it's probably safer on a wet night like this. So we got a timeout here. Official timeout. I'm sure the Panthers aren't happy about that. They're kind of going tempo right now, don't want to give the defense a chance to catch their breath.
Did they not give him a first there? There we go.
So that was the issue. You're right, Pete. They didn't move the sticks for whatever reason. All right, the intense pyrotechnics here on the first down. So Jamal's still in the backfield. A little bit of a low snap. He stutters, gets through, puts his head down, gets about 3. So it's one of those situations where if the snap isn't perfect, you worry about getting a loss, you worry about stuff like that. Jamal did a good job just kind of taking what he could get there.
All things considered, getting 3 yards, definitely a win on first down there.
Yeah, Coach Junk was stressing that yesterday to me on the broadcast, like the way their offense runs, 3 and 4 yards on first down's a win.
If you're going to be in 4-down territory, that's a first down in 4 plays.
Which they probably are at this point. He has rarely punted across midfield, which I love, because Helmerich and I always talk about the new stats and the disadvantage of punting. Yeah. Here's Heister, fakes it back. So the numbers now are significant. They're sending 9 guys in the backfield there. It was just too many guys to block, too many guys to beat for Ethan. So this will be an interesting play, Peter, because of the numbers and how tight they're getting is significant here. Do you, knowing that it's 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, can you work the play action here? Can you try to suck him in again?
I guess it just depends if he's comfortable in it. as you were saying, it's a wet night out, and if he can get 3 or 4 yards, put him in another 4th and short situation, why not just keep doing this? But that's what they did there.
And you're dead right. He got 4 yards. We're going to be in 4th and 2, and as Junk has been wont to do this year, they are going for it.
South Fayette is bringing everyone.
He tried to do the hard count there. I wouldn't be surprised here if Junk ends up calling a timeout here. He tends to call timeouts on the first big 3rd and 4th down, but now it looks like they're set to go. And here comes Easter. He's going to go up the middle. Uh-oh. The pressure is stopped. Can they push the pile forward? They did push the pile forward. It looks like they may have got it on second effort. Great second effort from the line and the backs, getting a first down for the Panthers.
Unbelievable job to keep those feet moving. As you were saying, the offensive line pushing the pile keeps this drive sustained.
I love the fact that the old coaches are here too to celebrate with Coach Render. Coach McKinney, Coach TC, Coach Lou, unbelievable. It really is. It's a night that's bringing back great memories for me tonight. This booth is very full right now, as is my heart. First down for the Panthers here. 36-yard line, driving. Good answer here from the Panthers after trailing. Here comes JB to the right. Can he cut it up? He's looking to cut it up. Behind the backfield, he slips in one tackle. Gets through, gets about 3 or 4, so pretty good patient run from JB there.
Was that one of the first sweeps of the night, too? I feel like they've all just been right off tackle or between the tackles, so I wonder if that's something that they might try to counter with South Fayette, keeping everybody in the box as well.
I'll be honest, Peter, I have not seen them run many sweeps this year, period. So it could be one of those situations where, on something they saw on film, or you're right, it could be reacting, but I have not seen that much this year. So they're going. It's Easter again. He's throwing downfield. He's got Mateo again. Ooh, there was some hand fighting down there. Couldn't quite break loose. And going to be an incomplete pass, but I like the thought there from Coach.
Aggressive call, too. 4-down territory. It's only 2nd and long. If you can pick up another 2 or 3 here, puts you in great position for 4th down, so why not take a chance with South Fayette doing what they are on defense?
I think that's probably the thought process there. Now, if you can get the big chunk, you can, but otherwise, can we get 7 yards in 2 plays running the football? And they've been running on a good clip. Every time you throw that, it probably keeps them a little more honest anyway. So this is Jamal. Now he's in a snap. They have a sort of a strange formation, double sidecar left here. A little bit of a high snap. Here comes Jamal. Makes the man miss in the backfield. Spins off. Boy, that is a beautiful run. He didn't have much room, but he still got about 5. So it looks like it's going to be 4th and 2, 4th and 3.
Made 2 tacklers miss. That definitely changed the outlook for the rest of the play there.
And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. So a lot of excitement, a lot of fireworks. But at the end of 1, we have South Fayette 14, Upper St. Clair 7. So before we get into some of the analysis of the first quarter, I would be remiss if I didn't give a special Panther shout out to a legend who just called it quits. Jerry Malarkey has been a baseball coach for 37 years as the head coach of the Varsity. Just one of the elite human beings in terms of mentoring young people. Fabulous, legendary guy, and I want to give Jerry a shout. So what we're doing here now is we have another legend that's getting recognized right now. So let's be quiet and look at the scoreboard.
St. Clair football team and everyone that has come through, all the alumni, including myself, we want to say thank you, Coach Render, for everything you've done for us. We also want to thank the Upper St. Clair Stadium Committee and the Upper St. Clair administrators that helped make tonight so special.
For 4 decades, Jim Render's stage was green, marked with white hash marks and white yard markers. And his spotlights were the stadium lights. Until he retired, every football Friday was an opening night, and he and his players always played to rave reviews. Jim Render was one of the most dedicated and most distinguished coaches of any coach in any sport in WPIAL history. Under his direction, Upper St. Clair earned 23 conference titles, 5 WPIAL crowns, and 2 state championships. He won 406 football games, the most of any high school football coach in the WPIAL. He is the 25th winningest coach in the nation. Jim Render has been inducted into the Pennsylvania Scholastic Football Coaches Hall of Fame and the Western Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame. And next weekend, he will be inducted into the State Sports Hall of Fame. Coach Render has been honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Lou Holtz Upper Ohio Valley Hall of Fame and was nominated by the Pittsburgh Steelers for the Don Shula NFL High School Coach of the Year Award. And so, it is right and fitting that this night belongs in part to the man who devoted his life to teaching and coaching, to the man whose legacy shines brightly from the eyes of all of the young men who played for him. It is right and fitting that Jim Render's career be celebrated as Upper St. Clair unveils the newly installed Panther statue, which will greet Panther fans for generations to come. On behalf of the Upper St. Clair School Board and the USC football program, thank you, Coach Render, for your service to our community.
Coach Render, along with his friends and family, are on the 20-yard line. The newly unveiled Panther statue in his honor is located near the ticket booth at the top of the home stands. Be sure to stop by during halftime. Many thanks to the Committee for Upper St. Clair Football for providing a generous donation to make this project possible. Please join me in honoring Coach Render's legacy and service to Upper St. Clair football program and our student athletes.
Well, a fitting tribute for, I don't throw the word legend around a lot, but a fitting tribute for a legend here, the winningest coach in the history of Pennsylvania. I hope we'll get Coach Render up here. He joins me on the broadcast a lot. I think we will get him later, but a fitting tribute. I mean, a guy who, I mentioned Coach Malarkey, but between Coach Malarkey and Coach Render, he had like 80 years of coaching and mentoring young people. It's incredible, and these guys leave a legacy behind that's just impossible to duplicate.
A lot of wins between the two as well.
So here we go. Oh, Heister's going to throw to the tight end. I still don't know who that is, but hopefully Pat Mannion is going to tell me right now. I don't know. No, and I think even Coach Mannion's confused in the other box. But that's a beautiful catch, and we got a first down for the Panthers. Heister did a nice job selling it, and here comes Heister up the middle on first down, gets inside the 10 to about the 7. That's a big play for the Panthers.
That fourth down play was almost a Tebow jump pass kind of situation where a tight end just leaked out behind him.
So another quick play there, and the good news here is, Peter, we can get a first down inside the 3, so it looks like it's about maybe 3rd and 1. And St. Clair's really going heavy tempo here. Here comes Heister up the gut. He's at the 2, he's at the goal line.
Fumble in the end zone.
Oh no. They call it a fumble and a touchback, and it is going to be South Fayette's football. I thought he had crossed the plane by the time the ball was loose. Oh, that's a huge call. I'll be honest, I thought he had crossed the plane already by the time the ball was loose. I had already signaled a touchdown. Boy, that is a huge break for the Lions. It's going to be a touchback and South Fayette's ball, and no points for the Panthers. What a devastating momentum break.
Super unlucky there after a great drive to have it end like that. Hopefully the defense can get a stop, kind of slow down South Fayette here and get the ball back to their offense and keep that mojo going.
Boy, I would love to. This is where not having the benefit of replay is difficult because, we're far away, but we're pretty high. I would be very surprised if that wasn't actually a touchdown. So Panthers got to regroup. Momentum shifts are common in sports, and you've got to be able to settle down and get it back here. So this is Dean. Good stuff off the left. That's Banbury again. Big hard tackle for about a gain of 2. Good first down play. Wow. So just sort of, even as a broadcaster, that just like takes the wind out of your sails. It is really tough to deal with momentum shifts like that in sports. Wow.
Yeah, really, as I was saying, need the defense to step up, maybe force a 3-and-out here, something to stop South Fayette from going up 2 scores.
Yeah, and turnovers have been such a bugaboo for the Panthers. It's been really, in the losses, that's what we've seen. We've seen them lose the turnover battle and being down -1 plus a bad snap. This is Lutz. He's going deep down the field. Sapolio turns. He makes the catch. Oh, no, incomplete. Good job. Mateo did a really nice job getting his hands in there at the last second because the receiver had it for a second. Mateo broke it up at the very last minute.
Yeah, Lutz saw Sapolio singled up, no safety over top, thought just take a shot. Great job by Mateo to break that up.
And that's Yater, who's an excellent athlete. Mateo ran stride for stride with him and got hand in there. That's got to be, Peter, you were a corner. That has to be so scary and so difficult, ISO'd on the deep ball.
Having nobody over top definitely puts you on an island, and it's a tough thing to do. And as much as they call pass interference these days, it makes it even harder.
Yeah, absolutely true. So, okay, 3rd and 8. Big play for the Panthers. Got to try to get a 3-and-out here. Sending Jamal up the middle. It's an out pattern. He's at the stick. It's going to be close. It looks like he's about a yard short.
I'm surprised they didn't give him forward progress there.
I am too here, but after the controversial call at the goal line, maybe they felt like they owed him one.
Call.
I'll be interested to see what Rossi's keeping the team out here. I can't imagine you go for it in your own 29, do you? Or are you just trying to get him off sides?
I think he's going to go for it.
Might feel like he has nothing to lose. Figure there's going to be a lot of points scored here. I still think he's going to try to draw him off sides. If he does go for it here, I love it. I love the aggression. Looks like a timeout taken by South Fayette. My guess is you will see
probably
the
bring it on the punt team.
I'm convinced, Peter, that the reason you don't see this more is just because they don't want to get crushed by the media and second guess because it's so unconventional. But to me, what are the odds you're not going to get a yard at this level? If your line's doing a good job and they've moved the ball consistently, I feel like you're going to get a yard.
And Coach Rossi's up there with the legends of the WPIAL coaching. I don't think he cares if he's getting crushed by the media whatsoever.
Yeah, probably not. And he's as good as there is. I mean, I just am surprised. You read the information that Helmrich gave me in terms of, and it just basically says in the quantitative analysis of it that teams should go for it more than they do. Now, maybe this is an exaggeration, maybe not on your own 29, but just generally. So I don't know if Lutz is the punter as well.
Maybe a pooch punt situation.
Yeah, it could be. Because you really can't have a guy back there knowing that.
See if he takes a couple steps back or something. Nope.
He's going, and he's going to get it. I love that call. Just absolutely love the aggression. That is a team that knows there's going to be a lot of points scored, and as defensive stops are going to be hard to go by. You go down aggressively. I love that.
Coach Rossi deferring to your analytics there, and it pays off.
It is so hard to stop somebody at this level unless you are so dominant on line of scrimmage. So, okay, the Panthers have got it. Now, that's another momentum shift here. You thought you had a punt situation. You thought of forced a punt, and you didn't. So here's Lutz. He's looking outside. He's going down the field again. Huffnagel running stride for stride. That was over the outside shoulder and incomplete. Pretty good coverage from Huffnagel. Boy, Lutz throws a beautiful ball. I'm not going to lie, Peter. He's really dangerous. It's a beautiful ball he throws.
Yeah, I've been very impressed. Even the misses have been great on line and have taken great defensive coverage to break him up. So he definitely looks very good and very comfortable back there.
Yeah, tribute to Mateo and Huff. They both had really step-for-step coverage with little or no help there on the long pass. So Panthers got to do a little bit better job getting pressure on the quarterback. I don't feel like they've done as good as they have. Their pass rush has been good this year.
Looks like they're down up a blitz here to force that.
Could be. Yeah, here comes Heister. Oh, and it's a fumble. Can Ivory get it? Oh, he couldn't quite get it. It seems like the bounces are not quite going the Panthers' way tonight. They did a good job. Heister and Ivory Travers in there shooting on the blitz from the linebacker spot, but they couldn't quite come up with the fumble.
Still, that's got to be huge. Forcing into a 3rd and long. Limit the big play here. Get a punt. Go back to what St. Clair was doing last drive, pounding the ball.
Okay, so Panthers are down 14-7 here, 9 minutes to go in the first half, and this is a big play right here, okay? You got about 3rd and 13 situation. The momentum is on South Fayette's side. If the Panthers can get the ball back here, okay, maybe turn it over. Here comes Landon Lutz. Back to throw. He's got a lot of time. He's going down the sleeve. Nice job from Heister. He undercut the route beautifully, broke up the pass, and we're going to be in a punt situation now.
As you were saying, great play again by Heister, coming down, breaking up that ball, gets the ball back to St. Clair, and they're back in business now.
So, as dangerous as Mateo is on the kick game, even more so on the punt return. Had a big one against Mount Lebanon, and I shouldn't generalize, but South Fayette usually has great specialists, kickers and punters, as does St. Clair. So you may get a return here, and he's back. They obviously watch a lot of film. Mateo's way back there, so it looks like they have a very good punter. And it's a pretty low one there. It's bouncing. It's going to take a big South Fayette bounce. Unfortunate because it wasn't the best punt you've seen, but because it was directionally sound and short, it got all the way to the Panther 25. So that really flipped the field. That's about a 55-yard net.
As you were saying, great job by South Fayette special teams there. Stalled on the drive, but flipped the field, make it more difficult for St. Clair here. 8 minutes, 30 seconds left. Probably going to chew up a considerable amount of the clock if they can sustain a drive here.
He's wearing helmet number 53.
Okay.
53's helmet is Lipinski.
So we got clarification from Coach Mannion that that 87, who's dressed as the tight end, is Jake Lipinski.
Number 53.
Yeah, Jacob Lipinski, who is usually an offensive lineman, but it looks like they're kind of doing a lot of 6 lineman type things, and Lipinski's going to be your tight end eligible out of that. Here comes Mateo, a little bit of kind of a shovel pass. He's looking for space. Not much there. They strung it out very well. Ends up being probably about no gain. Looked like a good call in terms of trying to spread it out, get wide, but just not much there.
Those are your favorite plays as a quarterback there, Gav. Forward pass counts as a pass, even though it's still has that run action.
Yeah, Coach Render was telling me about that on last broadcast. He says the other good part about that is if it's an exchange issue, it's incomplete instead of a fumble. So that's why coaches apparently like to do that. So now Erdos is back in the game here at the quarterback spot. We got 3 receivers. That's your typical guys, Besselman, Sapulio, and Derubis. Heister and Brown, both sidecars. But it's basically an empty set here. Erdos going to the outside, throws it to Bess. Good catch from Bess. They get about 4 yards, let's say. So trying to get a manageable 3rd down, 3rd and 6, and that's what we have.
And has Junk been doing the 4-down approach even in his own territory?
Do I think he'd go for it on 4th and 1 there? Yeah, he probably would. But you need to get to that point, and right now that would gonna need a nice gain here on 3rd down. Junk's extra aggressive. I love that about him. He has a lot of faith in his kids. All right.
False start.
Somebody moved. I didn't see it, but unfortunately.
Jamal there in the slot.
So the tough part about this is St. Clair's offense is not designed to be a third. No, maybe nobody is designed to be a 3rd and long type team. But 3rd and 13 is really difficult for a team that has not thrown the ball vertically very well. So let's hope Brady can come up with a big play here. It would do wonders, I think, for his confidence to make a big drive continuing pass here. Mateo in motion, looking for the center screen. Here comes Jamal. He's got some room. South Fayette does a good job closing that down. Gets about 8 or 9 of it back, but
still great play call there by Coach Junko, giving them that opportunity to contemplate going for it.
See, the thing I loved about that play, I think that would have been a beautiful 3rd and 8 play. Because it's
3rd and 12 is just a lot more difficult.
Yeah, it is, and I think you do punt here. Unfortunately, I'm super aggressive, but 4th and 2 is a little bit different than 4th and short. Especially on your own 30. So it's a big situation here. Ethan Heister's been a 2-time all-conference punter, but as you saw the first time, one of the huge momentum shift was a bad snap going over the head. We need to get field position back and hopefully, force a turnover, get the ball back. End over end punt from Heister. Does not get a good bounce, unlike the South Fayette punt. Out of bounds at the South Fayette 35, and that's about it.
Right back to what you were saying regarding that fumble. St. Clair just doesn't get that same bounce that South Fayette got.
So, okay. As we're about halfway through the second quarter here, and the Panthers have got us. They got to. I feel like the momentum has stagnated and stayed with South Fayette here. I feel like the next turnover, the next big play, is going to be a huge one in this football game. This is Lutz up the middle. He's going to run it. He must have seen something. Either that's something they saw on film or something they saw that he checked to, because there was a ton of room there.
Yeah, St. Clair looked like they were reacting to that motion by the back out to like a possible bubble screen or something like that, and left the middle pretty wide open.
All right, so second and short. Lutz is going wide. He's got a man with a lot of room here. This is Deans out of the backfield. He's going to get a nice gain of about 5, and that's going to be a first down for South Fayette.
Same action, this time just throwing the bubble. Had some leverage outside on the outside linebacker, able to get the needed yardage there.
That catch is good for South Fayette first down.
Another man in motion here. This is going to be Deans again. Oh, he has nothing there. Really good job by Ivory Travers, the junior linebacker, number 11. Stepped in, filled the hole hard. No gain or maybe even a loss there. Petey, I feel like we've done a good job defensively on first down, but we're still not getting off the field as well as I think the Panthers have much of the season.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. The run game has pretty much been minimalized. From my viewpoint, it's those mid 5 to 10 yard passing routes that they run on first down that's been allow them to take some additional shots.
Lutz is back. He's got all kinds of time. There's another one of those routes, but that one's low, incomplete. More good coverage from Mateo. They actually had a little bit of help from Aiden Kahn at the linebacker spot there. So going to be third and long again.
Mateo Sapulio on the coverage. Brings up 3rd and 10 for South Fayette.
And hopefully the Panthers can get off the field here. There's plenty of time left in the half, plenty of time to, to get the ball back and do some damage. And so hopefully we can get off the field here. Looks like the Panthers could be showing blitz here. The linebackers are up at the line. This is Lutz. Oh, it looked like a false start there. That's going to help him even more. Third, going to take it back to 3rd and 15. Oh, several of my broadcast partners have arrived. The man of the hour, and of course my partner Morgan Lee. I'm waiting for Ben Huss to join me at some point one week. He says no way. And of course
his mouth would not be approved on this network.
And of course the legendary Josh Helmer's back there. So now we got 3rd and 15, and again, the Panthers have got to get off the field. They're in a place where you can still get pretty good field position if they get a stop here, but this is a big play here.
Yeah, St. Clair turning the tables a little bit here. Last possession they had 3rd and long. South Fayette now with that 3rd and long, see what they can do here.
Looks like they may be blitzing again from the linebackers, at least shutting out. They're dropping them back. Got a lot of time. Here's a slant. Oh, that's a big play for South Fayette. The slant there, that is a huge play. Kovac, a 16-yard gain and a first down for the Lions. Boy, that is a backbreaker for the Panthers.
Just cleared out that safety with a streak there. Ran the dig right behind it. Great ball by the quarterback.
So, okay, Panthers have got to regroup. Again, it seems like the big momentum plays have gone to the Lions here in the first half, but Panthers can ill afford to give up 7 here. It's plain and simple. They cannot let that happen. This is Deans again. Travers tackles him, gets about maybe 2 or 3, but again, not a ton on first down, not a ton on the run game.
Tripped up by number 11, Ivory Travers.
You also got to think, too, second half, South Fayette starts with the ball, so really can't afford to give up points here.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been a situation for the Panthers tonight where you feel like defensively they've been sound, they've done a job. It's just been a couple plays in the passing game over and over again, keeps moving the sticks. Lutz is back. He runs out of room. Oh, that's a nice route. Ooh. A good shot from Besselman on the running back, but honestly, that was a beautifully designed play out of the backfield there from South Fayette.
Well timed with the blitz coming as well. Great play by Aiden to make a tackle when he's the only guy there.
Yeah, so it's, there's a reason Coach Rossi has won as many football games as he has. He's done a beautiful job here in terms of keeping the defense off balance. Because it's not like they're just blowing them away at the point of attack. St. Clair's been stout. They've been in good spots, but this has been good. This really has been good stuff from the Lions. So Lutz is back. He's going to go downfield. He's got a man down the seam. And that's going to be another touchdown. Logan Yater down the slot. Sapulio couldn't quite catch up, and the Lions score again. Wow. This has been very surprising in terms of how potent South Fayette's been offensively.
The 3 plays that drive when they had that running back motion into the trips, I feel like it caused issues for St. Clair each time, whether it was the bubble screen, the draw, or the touchdown there with a little switch route again. Really great job by the South Fayette offense.
Yeah, and I once again have to say, I can't believe the South Fayette team hasn't scored more lately because this Lutz kid is throwing beautiful balls. We're going to have to get more pressure on him because when he has a clean pocket, he's been right on the money.
Very comfortable back there.
So the extra point is good, and that is 21-0 South Fayette. This is a very surprising result, and this is a huge drive for the Panthers right here.
Got to try to get some momentum back, chop back that lead a little bit, and go from there.
So I hope we're going to get Coach Render to join us in the second half. Although I have to say, Coach Render loves defensive football, and he might not join us in the second half if we can't get more stops. I just let me know when you're ready. Second half, you better be here. You're the man of the night, okay?
Mrs. Render wants on.
Well, the most important person here is here, Miss Pam Render.
You and Huss.
Coach, let me tell you something. I'm told that I outkick my coverage 5 times a day. 5 times a day. Which is accurate, but it still doesn't make it any better to hear. All right, so this is a big possession here for the Panthers, as we talked about. At some point, when you're not getting consistent stops, games can get away from you.
And this puts them in the situation where they don't want to be, where they have to throw the ball to chop back that lead a little bit. So we'll see how they react from an offense perspective, if they go to the throwing or they keep with what's been working, which has been Heister at running back running the Wildcat.
So interestingly enough, they kick it away from Sapulio that time to a short kick. Aiden Kahn, the up back, takes it, who's the backup tailback. So they only got to the 34 that time, so it is a little bit of an improvement and probably less dangerous in terms of going.
Less stressful, for sure.
So, okay, Peter, question for you. We have 4 minutes to go in the first half. Obviously, you've just described what has been working and what hasn't been working as well. You have all 3 timeouts left. What do you do if you're, put on your OC hat here?
I'm going to cheat a little bit by the personnel that's coming out on the field right now. I see number 9, Erdos. He's coming out on the field, so it looks like they're going to be attacking through the air, going with that traditional Coach Junko spread offense type attack.
Yeah, and you're right. Sometimes some of this is dictated by situation and score, which you don't want to get into those situations. Erdos, they're looking for that center screen again because it almost broke last time, but South Fayette was well prepared for it this time, and it's only going to be a gain of about a yard or 2 to Heister.
Yeah, stiffed out really well by that South Fayette linebacker there, able to avoid the offensive lineman on the screen. Great play.
Yeah, it seems like they've been a little bit out of sync in terms of timing. Correct, yeah. So it's 2nd and 8 here, and the last thing you can afford to do here is go 3 and out and give South Fayette the ball back. So here we go. This is Erdos, and he is going down the field. Here comes Besselman. Unfortunately, it was underthrown. He didn't turn quick enough to adjust, and the clock is stopped, and now we have 3rd and 8. So
still would have had to have been a perfect throw. South Fayette defender was all over that. But again, we're back to that situation where 3 minutes left. South Fayette has 2 timeouts. Want to probably run the ball here and make them use one of those timeouts.
Yeah, I feel like I've uttered this phrase way too much in the first half, but this is a big play because if you don't extend the drive here, all of a sudden you're in real dangerous territory. But if you do, and you can go down the field and get points, okay, you're in a fine position for the second half. So this is a big play for Brady. Got some time here. Oh, unfortunately, it was a bit of a miscommunication. The receiver didn't turn. Had Mateo turned in the spot, and
I think it might have been on time if he would have turned his head a little bit earlier, but unfortunately not for St. Clair.
Part of the problem could be because they do so much with so many different quarterbacks and stuff. Maybe it's tough to get your timing down.
Maybe don't get as many reps running these formations in practice.
Yeah, so this is we're in significant trouble here. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the second quarter. Panthers trail by 14. Heister to punt. It's another short one. It's going to take a good Panther bounce this time. Going to get across the 20, down to the 17-yard line, where the South Fayette will start again here, and they got plenty of time. 3 minutes, 2 timeouts, and Panthers can ill afford to give up any more points. So, Peter, now put on your defensive coordinator hat. If you're the Panthers and you've seen how bad it's been in the passing game so far, do you, A, try to send more people and get Lutz, a little more frazzled, knowing that you're sort of losing some things on the back end, or do you drop more guys into coverage and try to get them, fool them in the zone or something like that?
In this situation, I feel like they're probably going to just leave some more guys back there, just with South Fayette's going to be throwing the ball every play. With 3 minutes left, watch, they'll run the ball here now that I say that.
Yeah, well, that never fails. That's why you make the predictions and not me.
Yep.
And there it is. There's Deans. He cuts it up the middle. Not a whole lot of room, but he tries to cut back, and that was nothing there. So
St. Clair's been stopping the run, as we've been saying, so look for them to open it up again and try to move the ball via the pass.
After I talked to Coach Junk last night, if you'd have told him how first down would have gone all day, he'd have been thrilled. He'd have been like, oh, we're going to be off the field. We give up 7 points maybe total. And they've just been big plays on third down. All right, so Lutz got another side card. And it's been very, very spread heavy, very modern, which is, what I'm typically
South
used
Fayette's
to.
been doing for years.
Yeah. Again, if it wasn't hard to defend, Coach Rossi would have won so many games with him.
Corner blitz.
Here comes Aiden Kahn. They try to catch him in that blitz. They try to run a little option of some type. That's the first time we've seen that, but that's going to be a loss of 1 or 2. Aiden Kahn did a really nice job snuffing that out.
Number 1, Nate Deans on the carry.
And it looks like the Panthers are going to call timeout. And it makes sense. Even though they've had a hard time getting off the field on third down, at the same time, you're down 14 points. You got to be aggressive in this situation.
And I'm super surprised Coach Rossi isn't being more aggressive, because what have they been doing to move the ball, passing the ball? Lutz has been fantastic so far. I'm surprised he didn't take this as an opportunity to score before the half and then get the ball at the start of the half, which Bill Belichick and the Patriots do all the time. So I'm surprised he didn't do that.
Do you think that was more of a really happy to be up 14 points, I'm happy to run clock here, or do you think he thought St. Clair would think that and was trying to catch him off balance? Or a combination?
It's probably a combination of the two. I mean, they were coming into this game, as we were saying, they're desperate, need a win, so the ability to be up 2 scores right now might not have been something that they were expecting. So that might have been what he was thinking, but who knows, really.
All right, so the Panthers have an opportunity, a golden opportunity here to get off the field and to get the ball back with plenty of time to do damage if they can just get a stop. That's a screen. Besselman does a great job reading that in the backfield. Now that's good sportsmanship right there. Thought he knocked the wind out of him, checking on him. That's my man Bess. And
another St. Clair timeout.
Number 4, Aiden Besselman.
So, okay, the Panthers do trail by 14, but they're going to get the ball back here. They have a timeout left with 1:56 to go in the half. I know we're not a pass-happy team, but that is plenty of time, barring something absolutely strange here on the punt, to go down and get points.
In last punt by South Fayette, they directionally kicked away from Mateo, so that's probably by design to keep away from the big play. See if they do that again.
So I should give a shout out back there to Mr. Chris Lee, who's the chairman of our stadium committee. Everything was first class tonight, Chris. I enjoyed everything immensely. Great work, my friend.
Great job, Mr. Lee.
Well, I get to look at that every day as I enter the basketball locker room and get to see the shrine to him. So. No, I did take a picture of it and send it to Sean and ask why he's not giving me money for basketball improvements. So it's a good punt, end over end. Another great hop, but that's still really good field position for the Panthers. So got a minute 49 left in the half, ball at their own 43, plenty of time here, and the Panthers desperately need a drive to hopefully get 6 here.
It looks like they're going to go with Erdos at quarterback again, try to move the ball, get a quick score.
I'm a little bit surprised we haven't seen more Jamie Smith. And the reason I say that is because when the passing game sputtered a little bit against Penn Hills and they got behind, you saw Jamie in there, and he did a good job sparking it. So I don't know, but I'm hoping that
Get something going, get some confidence going in the second half here.
So here comes Heister in motion, fakes it to Heister. Erdos is looking upfield. Nobody to throw it to, and he's going to take a 4 or 5 yard loss. To me, you got to throw the ball away there because, not only are
you can't throw the ball away in high school or it's intentional grounding, or at least throw it to a guy.
I thought you could do outside the pocket.
No, you can in high school.
Oh, well, dear. Well, the problem there is it's not even the yards and the down and distance, it's the time.
I'm right there, Coach, correct? Can't do intentional grounding in high school?
No, he's saying if you're outside the pocket, you can't do that in high school? Disregard my point. Okay, Erdos here. Here comes Mateo.
I was right.
And Mateo gets most of it back there, but clock is still rolling. And hey, Coach Huss, I'm a basketball coach. Nobody ever said I know anything about football. All right, so the clock is still rolling here. We're inside of 45 seconds. I wonder if the Panthers get the first down here if they then start speeding it up. I know they just desperately don't want South Fayette to get the ball back at the same time. You're down 14. 35 seconds left and counting. Here comes Erdos. He's back to throw. QB draw. Oh, and he tried to cut back, couldn't quite get it. And
now is Coach Rossi going to take a timeout? Doesn't look like it.
Seems like both coaches are satisfied in terms to go in 21-7. St. Clair, from a standpoint, they just got to regroup. And Coach Rossi obviously thrilled to be up 14 points on the road. So it looks like that's going to do it for our first half of football. A surprise here to me in Pantherland here as the Panthers trail the South Fayette Lions 21-7.5. We will be back with the second half.
Turn it up.
Somebody save your soul, cause you've been sinning in the city. I know too many troubles, all these lovers got you losing control. You like a drug to me, a luxury, my sugar and gold. I want the good life every good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, the South Fayette High School Marching Band. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the fine and performing arts of the Upper St. Clair Township Schools, we present the pride of Upper St. Clair, the Upper St. Clair High School Panther Marching Band.
It's time for our show. Music is what feelings sound like. We'll start with the 2016 best-selling song written by Justin Timberlake. Here's Can't Stop the Feeling. Made famous by American singer Beyonce, Crazy in Love.
Our closer combines our featured auxiliary and the entire band in dance. This is Bruno Mars, Uptown Funk. This is the 21-22 edition of the Pride of Upper St. Clair.
Okay, the winning number for tonight's 50-50, 615610. Again, that winning number for the 50-50, 615610. You can claim your money under the scoreboard.
them all. Just Big D, check this. Let's go. If you want it, you can get.
All right, we're back, guys, for the second half. And I figured if there was one thing that could possibly bring the Panthers some luck in the second half, it would be to bring the man of the honor here to join us, to join Peter and I on the broadcast. A man who's no stranger to comebacks and winning football games. Coach Render, thank you for joining us. Congratulations. Well-deserved honors and tribute tonight. I'm sure you were very touched by everything.
I really was. Some of the things that they have built and erected are much more than I dreamed about, I guess.
But I'll tell you what, it must have been amazing to see a who's who of Panther legends here. I mean, I walked in, the first people I saw were Whaley, Ori, and Dunn. I was like, oh my God.
That's a state championship right there.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Those are the kids I grew up admiring, so it's just amazing. And a tribute to you to see everybody here. Well, one of your great quarterbacks is next to you, so what we need to see in the second half is a rally. So if we have an elite coach and we have an elite quarterback, maybe we can get some points here.
Maybe we ought to send the quarterback down to suit up.
Are you in any sort of shape, Peter?
Of course I am.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it for a second. All right, so Bennett Henderson here to kick off for the Panthers to start the third quarter. He does what he always does, directional, deep, very nice kick. Here comes the Panther coverage. Little bit of room, cuts it back, but pretty good coverage from the Panthers, and they only get to about the 23-yard line, so far so good. So, guys, what do we got to do on the defensive side of the ball? We've talked about it at length. It seems like they're doing great on first down. They're stopping the run, but they're getting gashed in the passing game. Well, what are you seeing, Peter?
You know, I think they just got to get off the field on those third and long situations. They've been stopping the run, as we've been saying over and over. It's just those long conversions that Lutz has been able to complete, and that's been able to sustain the drives. I don't know about you, Coach Renner.
Well, to be very honest with you, they had me running around the first half, and I didn't see much. And I was down here in the end zone, and all the action was down at the opposite end of the field.
So they tried to throw that sideline, what do they call that route? The back shoulder fade, yeah, and did not connect. The thing that's been a little surprising about the success they've had in the passing game is it's not a real ideal night to throw the ball. It's kind of cold, clammy, and wet, but South Fayette's done a great job in the passing game.
I don't think it's raining right now, is it?
No, it doesn't appear to be. It rained when I was walking over here from my pregame party in my suit. Then again, who wears a suit to this broadcast?
Yeah,
okay,
well,
so.
I didn't want to bring it up.
Yeah, unbelievable. All right, 2nd and 10 here. South Fayette deep in their own territory. Looks like a delayed blitz from the Panthers. Here comes Bartusiak. Can't get him, but the Panthers do bring him down. Bartusiak on the delayed blitz, and then Marco Carone, the sophomore defensive end, brings him down. Big play for the Panthers.
You know, you're kind of unbelievable, Gavin, how you can see all those numbers and nobody spotting for you. You're making the right call.
Thank you, Coach. I appreciate it. When you get a compliment like that from Coach Render, particularly from somebody who doesn't know that much football, it means a little bit more because he throws out compliments like sewer covers. So, okay, again, this would be an ideal way to start the second half. You're down 2 scores. You've struggled to get off the field on third downs. If you could get a stop here on 3rd and 14.
I agree with you. This would be huge.
So Lutz is back. He's got a slant. Good coverage there. It was complete again. They've thrown the ball beautifully, but Huffnagel was all over him. As a result, only about a 7 or 8 yard gain. Looks like punt formation for the Lions. So, all right, obviously a very dangerous returner from Sapolio. They've punted it directionally away from him tonight, which is sort of tough to adjust to. But so, assuming the Panthers get everything okay here, the Panthers have got to get going on the offensive side of the ball. Peter, what have you seen in the first half, and what do you believe they're going to do to sort of stem the tide there? Because the first drive was great.
I'm going to be interested to see what they do because all of their long, sustained drives has been when they've been giving it to Heister or Jamal and just letting them get north and south and get first downs on 3rd or 4th down. And when they've been sustaining 3 and outs. It's been all passes and spread type formation. So I'll be curious to see what their adjustments were at half and what they're going to stick with.
Yeah, and I shouldn't be overly critical, because let's keep in mind on that second drive or third drive, they went right down the field and Heister fumbled in the end zone in a ball where I thought he had extended the ball across the plane. So if that had been a touchdown there, this is a totally different ball game. So ifs and buts, but it is a situation where it's not like they haven't moved the ball at all. But you're right, they have moved the ball.
It was a big series here, don't you think?
Oh, it's a huge series.
Right now, we got decent field position.
And you're right, Peter. That's exactly what they do. It was Heister who goes ahead, but didn't get a whole lot. It's the difficult situation right now where they haven't proven they can do much vertically in the passing game. So you're getting 8-9 guys in the box. Now they've still been able to run in that situation, but it's difficult.
Definitely makes it a lot more challenging, but they've shown throughout the first half that they could have success with this and then take their shots whenever they're granted the opportunity and kind of lull them to sleep a little bit.
And the other thing to look to is, Heister's thrown the ball pretty well. For a guy who's clearly not a quarterback, he's had 2 very important completions. And you got Sapulio right now here in the Wildcat. He's a little bit of a different scenario. He's a smaller, faster guy, but he can really throw. And here he goes. He's going to throw to Bess. Oh, that's just an unbelievable high-point catch from the athletic receiver, Aiden Besselman, the junior. What a catch.
Great call by Gav there. Mateo just threw it up there. My guy's better than your guy, even in double coverage. What a catch.
I've seen a lot of athletes come through this school, and I'm not going to get into comparisons, but Aiden Besselman, who was a contributor as a sophomore on our Whitfield team last year, is as fine of an athlete as you're going to see. Just a beautiful athlete. So here's Heister again. And he's going right up the gut, and that's a good, strong first down gain. That's a Coach Render special there. Move the pile, get 5-6 yards.
He's Besselman's a junior.
He is a junior, and he plays 3 sports, which is that's like a unicorn these days at St. Clair. You just don't see it.
Your favorite sport's the third.
Yeah, he plays lacrosse.
Really?
He's apparently unbelievable at it too, Coach. I don't know enough about it to analyze it, but so here comes Heister going off tackle there. Gets about 1 or 2, so sets up a pretty big 3rd and 3 situation here.
Still 4 down territory, though, I would say.
No question, down 2 scores. I know you don't want to chase points, but we're at the situation now that you haven't gotten a lot of defensive stops. You need 6. It'll be interesting to see what we've not seen a whole lot of dynamic stuff in the passing game in terms of some of the screen stuff that the Panthers have done some this year. Now it's Heister and it's power again, and he's got a lot of room. That's really well blocked. Gets down to the 5. That's a first down for the Panthers. And I'm telling you, Chase Rosenberry, number 77, the left tackle, who is known for his pass blocking a lot, has been fantastic in the run blocking today. He and Fennell have been great on the left side.
Yeah, I feel like that's the side of the line that they've been targeting more, just running it left. Coach Renner, you were more of a load up the right side kind of guy, correct?
My problem is I used to call the plays towards wherever I was standing. So if I was over there, I'd call them to the left, Some of the opponents caught on to that. Render's going to call the play into his bench.
That's actually hilarious. It's a little surprising because we've run right a lot this year because Mark Banbury is just so dominant at the point of attack. But so we got 2nd and goal to go from about the 2 here. If they can punch it in real quick here, this is a totally different football game. Here's Heister coming off tackle. Oh, he goes over the top there. Oh, no, tell me he didn't fumble.
They called him down. Called him down.
I mean, if he'd have fumbled there again at the 1, you can pretty much chalk this one up to this is not our night.
One of those lucky bounces goes their way, but
I wish we had replay up here. I really want to see that again because, honest to God, we're way up here. We're pretty far away. But everybody's telling me the spotters. Coach Grumba's over there with binoculars. He's telling me he was in, and I just thought I saw it fairly clearly that he was in. So here comes Heister on 3rd down, and that should be a touchdown. And that is a touchdown for Ethan Heister. So a statement drive from the Panthers coming out at halftime. Don't know what was said, but the Panthers look very spirited on the defensive possession and now right down the field. And assuming Henderson knocks the extra point through, we got a 1-score game.
Couldn't ask for much more. Hey, Coach Render?
Well, that was a statement drive. I mean, we needed that from a point spread, but also a confidence level. That should be a...
Oh, and it's blocked. Wow, so they really caved the line there, which is unusual because Henderson's, I think that's the first point after they've missed this season, but they were really in the backfield hard there. So that's something to watch for. All of a sudden it's an 8-point game as opposed to a 7. Hopefully that's not a momentum shift back to the Lions.
I really think St. Clair did establish themselves on what they're going to do the rest of this game, though. Ride with what's gotten you the long drives. Get it with Heister. If you need to run a deep ball with Mateo when they're on their heels, do something like that. But I thought they were in a great rhythm there and answered the bell accordingly.
Well, credit to you, Peter. You called that. You said what you would do if you were the OC was go back to what worked on the first drive of the game, and that's exactly what you saw.
Has Erdos been in tonight?
Yeah, Erdos played a lot in the second quarter. It seems like it's not like he's throwing the ball poorly. It seems like a lot of miscommunications. Receivers not...
Lack of timing.
How about Jamie?
Jamie's not played, which surprises me a little bit. I don't know if he's banged up, but I thought Jamie, particularly in the Penn Hills game, gave him a spark throwing the ball. So you never know. I mean, there's Jamie. He's out there on special teams, so I'm a little surprised. He's been getting a lot of reps. All right, so this is, special teams has been a real hallmark of this team all season. They've been excellent. It would be really nice to get a deep pin here or even a turnover because, as we've talked about, momentum is a really fickle thing in this game, and it seems like it's coming back the Panthers' way a little bit here. So Bennett goes a little more central this time. I don't think he got that one as well as he has previously. This is cut back. Pretty good return from South Fayette, but good stick there. Zach Ehas, number 52, be about the 28-yard line. So I don't think South Fayette's gotten the ball past about the 30 all day on a return. It's been really good field position for the Panthers.
I feel like it's been about there all day. So let's see if St. Clair's defense can answer the bell again and get off the field and get the ball right back to that offense and get them in rhythm.
I'm looking for a big play here from the defense. We've talked about the turnover battle ad nauseum. If you count the bad snap, it's 2-0, and I think the next turnover is going to be a huge play in this football game. I'm hoping the defense can generate one. All right, so got a receiver back now. They're in kind of a run formation. They fake it, go out wide here. Nice little pattern. Oh, and he gets up the field. This is a nice gain. Panthers did not tackle it or contain it very well. Ends up being like a 25-yard gain on just a really simple out pattern.
It was one of those RPOs situations. Quarterback had give to the running back. He could have kept it himself on a run. Chose to throw the bubble whenever that outside linebacker collapsed, and it was just one-on-one on the outside, made a guy miss.
And now they go up the middle on the run. So Rossi's doing a really nice job. So what happened there was the Panthers went a little smaller in terms of getting more pass rushers in the game. They brought Tyler Kirk in, number 51, moved Banbury to the nose, and so they're a little bit smaller here. And Ivory Travers is almost as a down lineman now. But then South Fayette countered and ran and got 9. So football's a chess match, obviously. Very interesting stuff here. There's a reason Joe Rossi has won the number of football games as he has, as we've talked about. He does an excellent job. So all right, we're in 2nd and 1 now here. Empty set here for Lutz. Another little screen to the outside. Heister in. Oh, that's a really sure tackle from Ethan Heister. Ends up being a gain of nothing. And we're going to see a 3rd and 1.
Great play on the outside there. Came screaming down from his safety position to make the sure tackle.
So, Coach, if you're in a situation where you're playing against some of these spread offenses, where's the balance for you in terms of we're trying to cover and tackle the cat versus we've got to get heat on this quarterback despite leaving your secondary kind of a little bit exposed?
Well, the key is the quarterback. Can he take advantage of everything he sees? I mean, some people run this spread stuff because it's popular or trendy. And now Joe Rossi has been doing this stuff for a few years. He knows what he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
And I've watched some high school and college games where I didn't think they knew what they were really, what their philosophy really was. Now this, I wouldn't be a trendy
and that's
wide
another
open
run. I don't know, man. I'm confused now because they even have me off balance because now they're running and gashing us a little bit on 1st down. So it's sort of the opposite of what we saw in the first half.
I wonder if that's just a personnel change defensively St. Clair made, and now South Fayette's countering with the run game, or?
Well, now Koval's back in at the nose, so they've moved back. Here's Lutz on the QB keeper. Banbury in from the outside, makes the tackle, but we're in 3rd and short once again. So South Fayette's doing a really nice job on this drive. I felt like if the Panthers could have gotten a 3 and out, an early stop, and really sort of the momentum would have drastically shifted, but now South Fayette's put a drive together. So Panthers have got to step up here and make a big play, get a stop.
Really been keeping us off balance with their switch to the run, and when they were predominantly pass in the first half.
And that's going to be another first down. So about a 2-yard gain, nothing big, but this has been very methodical. Instead of the longer passes and big chunk plays, it's been short kind of wide receiver screens and runs.
And we'll see if South Fayette tries to take a shot similar to what St. Clair was doing when they were very run heavy. If St. Clair starts to load up the box a little bit more, does South Fayette try to go to one of their athletes on the outside?
So they're going to measure for the down here. Coach, I wanted to sort of elaborate on something you just said. You were talking about kind of the trend moving to sort of the space to spread the field and stuff like that, even though some people sort of run out of it. Some people really don't have an identity out of it. If you were coaching fresh anew in nowadays, would you try to basically take your style, old school style, knowing that it's probably rarer nowadays, or would you think you might want to do some of your old philosophies in a more modern context like this?
Well, first of all, you have to evaluate your personnel.
Yeah,
as
good
to
point.
What can they really do? I watch Alabama and I watch Tom Brady, and quite often they're under center. They're running what I would say old style stuff. Alabama's never a true wide outspread offense. So, I like to think that there's still a place for what I grew up with.
Oh, I guarantee there is. But I love the first part of your answer, because this is the age-old Danny Holzer versus Gavin Williams argument, where I finally got him to come to my way of thinking in terms of the pressing and trapping and speed we do, because that's what our personnel dictates. And I give Danny a lot of credit for understanding that you got to play to your personnel, and that's why he's won so many games as well. 2nd and 9 here for the Lions. Lutz again on that slant. Boy, that has been really dangerous. That pass has been probably the #1 stick mover for the Lions today, and he's been excellent.
Yeah, whenever they need a big conversion, that's been what they're going to. Just run a couple outs on the outside and then bring that outside receiver right over those linebackers.
I feel like that's a tough play to defend. How would you? Is it a safety that you need to sort of get into the play, or do you need to get numbers in the quarterback's face? What would you do there, Petey?
I feel like the move would be like a cover 2 kind of thing, where the corner sits on the flat coming out and the backer is looking for that corner running in. But your guess is as good as mine. Maybe Coach Render has some better wisdom on that.
That pass is some of the stuff you did at W&J, is it not?
The RPOs?
Yes.
Yeah, we were very heavy in the RPO realm back in the W&J days.
At the risk of giving Peter a big head, you don't have many athletes like Pete Coughlin in the quarterback position at this level, so it's tough. This guy can really throw it, but he can't move like Peter.
Pete's one of the reasons they put guys like me in the Hall of Fame. It's not about me, it's about the guys handling the ball.
This is Deans again to the outside. He's got a lot of room. He's going to get in. Touchdown for the Lions. Boy, that's a emphatic answer from South Fayette on the drive.
I hate to tell you this, but I was the guest speaker at the pasta dinner last night. My motivational speech isn't apparent yet tonight.
Well, Coach, I think what you alluded to, the point before that one, is probably more accurate here. And, it's kind of like we won a Whitfield championship and a state semifinal last year. Did we get smarter in the offseason? No, we had unbelievable players. And when it comes down to it, what makes great coaches is unbelievable players. And so, you can give them all the motivational speeches you want in the world, but you got to come out and play. They're the ones between the white lines, and I'm sure the kids are going to be really disappointed, particularly on the defensive side of the ball tonight, because they have really not executed very well on that side of the ball, and they've been pretty good defensively this year.
South Fayette didn't score against West A, did they?
So they've only scored 23 points in their last 3 games combined.
And they got 28 now.
Which is hard to believe in a way because of the way this quarterback throws the ball. But, obviously I'd have to watch the film to see what happened, whether people were in his face and he didn't have this kind of time, or he's just having a really good night throwing the ball. Because it's so interesting. Peters has really scored a lot of points this year on average, and the game where we smacked them, Sam Miller, who's I know is a good quarterback, was very inaccurate that night. Had some throws that he left out there, and as a result, you saw like a 35-7 score, which shocked some people. So, sometimes it's just you don't have to.
I hate to bring this up, but what I've been following, Bethel Park seems to be getting better every week, and Brian DeLallo used to be on our staff for a while, and seems to me like he's gotten his team to hang together after some early thumpings, and now the young guys are starting to mature and play well.
They played all sophomores last year and took their lumps, and now those kids are growing up. You can tell they got some really good football players. This is Sapulio. Oh, that's good coverage from the Lions. That's the first time they've pinned them deep at all, and the Lions got some momentum here. Great coverage there.
Upper St. Clair will start first and 10 for their own 20.
Did we get any scores from the other games?
No, I'm gonna have to check my Twitter feed in a sec.
Who's your source these days?
Oh, all the
Trib and whatnot.
All the media gentlemen. All the media gentlemen. Ooh, TJ and McKeithport tied at 21 at halftime. That's a big game in the lower classification. Oh no, McKeithport's up 28-21 now. That's a big game. So here comes Heister, and he's going to go deep down the field. It's Besselman again, but that is way overthrown. As athletic as Bess is, even he can't run that one down.
I think he just threw that as far as he could.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what we talked about, Peter. When you don't have pure quarterbacks there, you're going to see stuff like that. Lebo's up 31-0 on Seneca Valley. And Moon is up 16-0 on Bethel Park in the third quarter. There's Heister off tackle, gets about, and now a flag's down. I didn't see, that came from deep and on the sideline there.
Holding, maybe? Face mask?
That's a weird guy to throw holding, wouldn't it be?
Unless he saw it on a receiver or something.
Hopefully it's a mask. So you're right. It's Bartusiak got it kind of at the tight end spot out wide. So we haven't seen too many flags tonight, but that's a big one right there because all of a sudden we've talked about this. The Panthers are not a get behind the stick sort of football team. They're not. They've not thrown the ball consistently well, and they've done their best work sort of in the power run game.
And now they're being forced to leave that formation that's given them so much success.
Yeah, they're going to need to. And here comes Jamie Smith in the game, so just what we talked about. Number 13 in the game in the slot. Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't know how it got to be third down, but, obviously the good part of that is you can chunk it back a little bit here.
Now, is he a quarterback kind of?
He's playing wide out now.
So he's a great athlete, but he can chuck it. I mean, if you watch the JV football games when he was a sophomore, they threw a ton, and Jamie did a great job. Fakes to Jamal.
Almost looked like unnatural motion.
Is Jamie in your plans as a basketball player?
Here's the thing. I've not seen him touch a basketball for 2 years. He was my leading scorer on the JV team as a sophomore before he left for Central. So it goes to show you that I never assume linear development. You know, so I have no idea how much better he's gotten. But I will say this:
he didn't play at
Central, no, he didn't play basketball. So
I saw him play. He was an 8th grader playing on the freshman basketball team. I saw him play about 7 games that year, and he was the outstanding athlete on the court.
Sapulio's throwing. He hits. Is that Derubis? No, that's Jamie Smith on cue.
Number 13, Jamie Smith. Flag on the play.
And Peters is up 14-7 on West Allegheny at halftime. Thank you, Darren Moore. I appreciate the fact that you're listening, and you're a good man for sending me a score update. Blessings to the Moore family. I know the boys were down. The boys were down at LSU, Florida last week. Pretty cool place to see a game, even though the Gators didn't get a win.
That's on my bucket list to see a game at Tiger Stadium.
Me too.
LSU.
I'd like to go in the evening as opposed to a Saturday noon.
Exactly.
Game.
My uncle told me that. He coached at Vanderbilt. He told me that when I was probably in the 7th grade, that you got to go see LSU on a Saturday night.
Someday when I have a little more time on my hands.
Give Dylan a couple years.
I don't think he's going to want to do that. But maybe. Who knows what Dylan's going to be into. If you believe what my doctor tells you, he's going to be a middle linebacker. You wouldn't think I'd produce a pudgy kid, but who knows?
If he has those Gavin Williams foot speed, I don't know about that.
That's not possible to have my foot speed and be an athlete. So that's an out to Besselman, almost to the stick. That was a really nice throw.
I think they might have given it to him.
Mateo's throwing the ball right now. So if it's not a first down, it's certainly 4-down territory because it's maybe a yard.
Yeah, I think
max.
they gave it to him.
Oh, wait, it's right at the 30, and it was oh, no, it wasn't a touchback. So this is going to be close. It doesn't look like they're giving him a first down.
I saw the head ref.
Yeah. First down.
So it is a first down, but it looks like that might be the end of the third quarter. I know the clock stops temporarily on a first down situation, or did Best get out of bounds there? I think he got out of bounds. Okay. Trevor Lamb, my spotter and camera person, is right on it, so we got one more play left. This is Mateo rolling to his left. Seeing him. Oh, he does. He did get it off. Here comes JB. JB steps through one tackle, and here he goes to the outside. He's at the 50. The 45 cuts it back. JB's still on his feet. Here he goes. 40-yard line, 35. And inside the South Fayette 30, probably the most exciting offensive play of the game, Jamal Brown making something. Although give Mateo credit there. That looks like some Pete Coughlin magic.
How he was able to stay up and get that ball out, I was very surprised. I thought he was going to be engulfed by a couple South Fayette defensive linemen, but some magic to end the third quarter there and hopefully build on top of that and get a couple touchdowns here.
Yeah, we're still hanging in. All right, Coach. Here's a question that I don't think, I'm not sure I've ever asked you, and I do want to know because I think it's an important one. How do you react in terms of being at these games, being up here as a fan or being honored or as a broadcaster? How badly is the Jones still there, like I'd love to be on the sidelines, or how much of you are saying, I'm super proud of what I accomplished, but I have no desire to be back down there again?
Well, there's always mixed feelings. The thing I really miss is Friday nights, especially if I was on a roll calling the plays, you know. I miss that stuff. But I would have struggled through COVID and parent involvement. I would have struggled, you know, with all that stuff. In fact, I said a couple times, Pete, you'll appreciate this. I would have cheated. I would have moved the quarterback like you. I would have moved him into my house, so that somebody couldn't say, well, you can't have contact with he lives in my house. So I don't know how you would.
Brilliant circumvision of the COVID rules, though.
Just move in.
You know, I think I'm okay with that not happening.
My former senior starter on the last year's Whippeal team, John Sekernick from Ohio State University, is texting me, forget going to Death Valley, I'd take the horseshoe any night of the week. I hate to tell you, John, I've been to the shoe many times. You're wrong.
Tell him I've been to the shoe long before he was born.
Flag.
So it looked like
uncatchable.
It looked like some bump in there. I don't know if they called it uncatchable. I think he could have gotten to the ball.
Mateo's upset.
Boy, I'll tell you what, I thought Best was badly impeded there. He was cutting back towards the ball, and I think he could have gotten there.
I agree 100%. That ball was in the air for a lot longer than I was expecting, and don't really know the explanation behind that one.
I've seen Mateo like kind of throwing in practice, and I know he's a receiver and he has a baseball scholarship to Akron. He throws it well, so this doesn't surprise me. He's the one of the Wildcat options who probably is the most classic quarterback-ish. All right, so 2nd and 10. Mateo's rolling to his left again. He's going to get to the outside. He's going to turn it up. Gets out of. Oh, now that's.
I think that's a little bit of a makeup there.
And unfortunately, they're probably going to get Besselman and for the extra retaliation, which Coach Capers is very upset because that should have been 15 on South Fayette, and it's probably offsetting now. Because it was a late hit. There's no question about it. It was totally unnecessary to do that, but again, you got to maintain your cool.
2 fouls on the play. One of these teams are just that ball foul. Personal foul, Fayette, number 7. On the defense, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 4. On the offense, those fouls are
number 7.
Who's that from South Fayette? Oh, yeah. So I ran into Mark Hondrew. I was walking in my suit to our little pregame party for the class of 96, and I hear a horn honk and roll down the window, and who is it? It's Hondrew. Now, you got to understand, Peter, Mark Hondrew is the baddest man that ever wore an Upper St. Clair uniform. He was also in my neighborhood a senior when I was a freshman. Scariest human being on earth.
I can imagine how that went.
Oh, it didn't go well because I was mouthy, as you know. But now Hondrew is about my size. The last name Hondrew evokes fear.
There.
He is? Have you seen him?
Yeah, but he's still stockier than you.
Well, yeah, that's not saying much. So Mateo goes to the run there, gets about 3, so it's going to be 4th and 3 here for the Panthers. Huge play. Yeah, he's a little bigger than me. But like you look at Scott Hondrew, and he's still a really big guy. Mark, if you told somebody Mark Hondrew now was the best defensive lineman, was the 2-time conference player of the year in college at Delaware, defensive player of the year, you wouldn't believe it. But I mean, Hondrew was unstoppable.
What year did he graduate, Coach?
1993.
93.
With my brother.
He was in the big 33 game in 93.
So a postscript to that story, so my brother went to the University of Richmond. They were in the same conference. And my brother was buddies with all the football players. Richmond is a small school, you know everybody. And one of my brother's good friends was the tailback. And he basically said the whole film session was like, oh my God,
how can we stop this guy?
Nobody can block this guy.
I got a story for you.
Good, we got
Delaware, where Mark played Navy, where Brian Drexler was on the center. So anyhow, the two, Hondrew and Drexler, get into it, just like they were still in high school. And the referee had to come and break it up. You know who the referee was?
No.
Charlie Hunnell used to teach.
You're kidding. That's actually amazing. He was right.
Yeah, Hunnell. Well, yeah, he knew both of them. He knew they were both a little tilted,
That's fantastic. Brian Dressler, when I was a freshman at Wake, he was a senior at Navy, and Navy came into Wake Forest, and Wake had a decent team that year. Wake was sort of a favorite, and Navy came and just ran the ball down their throat. And I was telling everybody next to me, that dude at center, animal. And he did. They ran it right down their throat. And Wake got smacked that day. But there, you're just naming all these legends in the history of St. Clair football. We've been really blessed to have it. So all right, let's try to make some legends here right now. This is a huge 4th and 4 play for the Panthers at the 23-yard line of South Fayette. Desperately need a first down, and you have Mateo in the backfield. Mateo takes the snap. He's looking to throw. He's running out of time. He's going to run to the sideline. Can he get there? Oh, he's so fast. He breaks the corner. Beautiful stuff from Mateo Sapolio. Pure speed to the corner to the South Fayette 10. First down, Panthers.
South Fayette really sniffed out that screenplay, but Mateo called it upon himself to take over and just willed himself to get that first down.
What do they say, Pete? Did the young kids say speed kills? It's what you saw there.
Speed does kill.
Because they had an angle on him, and he just flat out beat him to the corner. So 1st and goal from the 9 for the Panthers. Got to take advantage here. 11 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Mateo rolling left. Going to cut it inside. Gets to maybe the 8 or the 7 for a gain of 1 or 2. So it gets obviously a little bit tougher to do some of this stuff as you get to the goal line, less room to operate. But do you expect to see anything slightly different here, Peter?
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to those power formations, but I guess we'll see how they line up here.
And let's keep in mind two things. You have Jamie in the game who can throw. You know, so that is if you want to do some sort of trickeration here. Or you have Heister who can kind of do both. So who knows? I mean, the way Junk's gone with all these strange multiple formations, I don't put anything past him. You've seen some great stuff this year.
Riding with Mateo again here.
All right, play clock is rolling down. Mateo to the outside again, and not much there. So they're not going power. They're going more to the wide. I think that may be the adjustment to the numbers in the box, but doesn't look like it. It didn't look like he got much. So it's again 3rd and goal from the 8. And, you know, 3 points doesn't do us any good here.
3rd and goal from the 8 for the Panthers.
This is where I wouldn't want to be a football coach because this is the hard stuff. Okay, you got it down on the drive. You had a lot. Now you have no room. You know, you're trying to figure out things to do. This is super tough. Mateo's he got a classic throwing formation. He get to the outside. I thought they were going to call hold on Wyatt Koval. Mateo now scrambling back to his left. He's keeping his eyes downfield. He throws it up. Oh, what a catch from Best. He fought through the interference, goes and high points the ball. What an athletic play.
And Mateo, again, just being an athlete, keeping the play alive, avoided a sack, gave his athlete a shot. What a catch by Besselman, even with the pass interference.
So you've talked about this, Peter. Sometimes it's as simple as, I think my guy is better than your guy, go make a play. And you saw that with 2 guys. Mateo ran for his life, scrambled, bought himself all kinds of time, kept his eyes down the field, and then that's just with a great individual play in the corner.
When I saw that ball leave his hands, I thought it was going to be out of the end zone.
I kind of thought the same thing, honestly.
It was high.
Yeah.
Your man made a play.
I hope he rebounds like that this year. I mean, that was beautiful, right at the high point of catch. Just unbelievable athleticism, balance, and fighting through the catch. So,
Pass interference, defense number 25.
I didn't saw the flag.
Yeah, it was right on top of the P.
So this is interesting. I didn't know this was the rule here. So instead of declining the penalty, the pass interference call is going to be half the distance to the goal. Because you missed an extra point last time, the Panthers are going to go for 2 here. And I love it, and because you only have about 1.5 yards here, and maybe this is where you see the power stuff with Heister, Peter.
It looks like they do have number 87. Did we figure out what his name was again?
We did. That's Jacob Lipinski, who's a backup lineman, now playing some tight end.
So he was always in when they were running those heavy sets, so here we go.
His little brother's a good hooper, plays on our travel teams. Let's go. So
you know who I ran into this weekend, speaking of travel basketball? Ben Davitt.
I love Ben Davitt. What a good person. And that is Heister. Exactly what we talked about. Banging in. The momentum is back with the Panthers. 28-21. They only trail by 1 score here. So all of a sudden we've got some excitement here. I am very much enjoying the way this momentum keeps shifting back and forth, but at the end of the day, I want to see the Panthers up, so this is a huge defensive possession for the Panthers.
Now we get to see what Coach Rossi's going to do to respond. Last possession was very different from every other one throughout the game, more run heavy, so I'm kind of thinking he's going to go back to that, but that's just me. Coach Render, what would you do?
Well, I don't know who their best athletes are, but
Give the ball to the best athletes. That just helped out St. Clair.
I wouldn't experiment. I'll put it. He knows who is best, and he knows the assets of his team. So
I'm guessing you're going to see, if that's the case, a lot of number 2, Logan Yeater. Logan Yeater's been outstanding in the pass game. He caught a long touchdown. He has several big catches. I expect to see him targeted, but again, they're back. Nate Dietz had a really good third quarter, number 1. So my guess is it's going to be one of those 2 guys along with Lutz. So Henderson goes low this time. It's fielded by the up man. He's going to take it. He cuts to the outside. Can't quite bring him down. Gets to the outside, and Ivory Travers brings him down, but not before he gets to about the 32-yard line. Now Peters is up 21-7 on West A in the third. So, boy, the playoff picture is going to be really interesting. The Panthers have got to find a way to win this football game.
Is it 4 per conference? Gets in?
I don't actually know. I think so.
I think.
Is it 9 teams per conference? Is that
It's like
what
7.
it was?
I think it's like 7 or 8.
Yeah, I don't think 9.
Okay.
It's weird because with all the realignment, like basketball, it's always been like the 6 rival
Yeah.
schools, and I know them. But football's confusing to me. So, all right, here's Lutz again. He's going to give to Deans. Deans up the middle. Good stuff there from Jamal Brown. That's only about a gain of 1. They didn't give him the yardage he crawled. So, good first down for the Panthers.
I told Dr. Razzo that I thought they ought to contact WPIL and try to host the 6A WPIL championship game. I mean, we got a great venue here.
The press box is absolutely stunning and unbelievable. The facility here has just gotten so much nicer from when I graduated 8 years ago. Even the away sideline looks spectacular.
Lutz is going deep down the field. Huffnagel turns around. Oh, great athletic play from Jake Huffnagel.
What a
That's an
pick.
interception. Huge play for the Panthers. We talked about the next turnover being big. Jake Huffnagel gets it.
Intercepted by number 10, Jacob Huffnagel.
Had to make a play. He was the only one back there. Went up, high pointed the ball, stole it away from the receiver.
So the momentum has tangibly shifted back to the Panthers with 9:46 to go in the fourth quarter. Panthers only trail 28-21 and have the football back. So Peter, that last series with Mateo worked well, very good, but we've also seen 2 drives that had Ethan Heister kind of go in power. Is it a matter of what is South Fayette doing with the numbers in the box, or what do you do here?
I think they're going to go back to what was working last drive.
I agree.
Give the ball to your athletes, as Coach
Well,
Ryan
but-
was saying, too.
Mateo has shown me a lot tonight. I mean, he's got some of your traits. Quick,
He's a great athlete.
and
So now it's Jamal Brown in the Wildcat, something we haven't seen much of tonight. Oh, and it's a high
no.
snap.
Fall on it.
And he just falls on it, and that is the unfortunate part about this. We've talked about this. The center exchange has been a bugaboo for this team at times, and it puts you so far behind the sticks. Just a big momentum shift.
Now they're going back to the Mateo quarterback Wildcat, I would guess.
And Coach, I'm sure that's one of the reasons why you are happy to have a quarterback under center a lot, because at this level in particular, that can happen.
yeah, it happens at all levels.
Yeah,
you
no
know,
question.
just like last year in the Steelers playoff game when this all-pro center flips it over.
6'5" Ben Roethlisberger.
They obviously didn't go to Ray Guy punting camp for the snapping portion like Bobby Petrini. Mateo's back, throws high, but that's a nice job by Nick DeRubis. He makes a nice catch, gets his feet down, so gets some of it back, but it's going to be a long play. We're probably talking 3rd and 17 yards.
Third and 17 for the Panthers.
I don't know if anybody has a 3rd and 17 play, but maybe you take a chance down the field with Besselman.
I feel like it's either a deep fade or some type of screen. So I guess we'll see.
Oh, they're bringing the blitz here. Mateo's running for his life. He throws. He got a man. Here comes Ethan Heister. Heister does a nice job going ahead and getting yards. You're still probably going to have to punt here because it's about 7 yards to go, and we still have some
Plenty of
left.
time.
But and again, it's the snap. But that was a pretty magical play from Mateo. He had 2 guys coming in, almost untouched. Rolls out, spins out to his left, and makes something out of nothing.
That South Fayette defensive line does not seem to have a lot of answers for whenever he starts to scramble, that's for sure.
Imagine being a big guy trying to chase him. Oh, no, it's another bad snap. Heister recovers it this time and does a pretty nice job considering. And that's going to end up being a great punt for the Panthers. A really nice job from Ethan Heister to handle that snap, to gather himself. And, he got a 45, almost 50-yard net. So field position has shifted, and that's a good news for the Panthers. The bad news is we only have 8 minutes left, and they cannot afford a sustained drive here.
South Fayette will start 1st and 10.
All things considered, though, starting 2nd and 25 or whatever that was, that's a great job to flip the field right there.
You are absolutely right, Peter. All right, so I will be very interested to see if the Panthers get any more aggressive here in terms of trying to shoot a gap, trying to maybe force a turnover, force the situation, or whether turnovers are more come from, doing the right things on defense. This is going to be, nope, he fakes it to Deans, sprinting out to his right, got a little bit of room and slides down. Should be where he started his slide, which should be well back, and I think it is, so it's only about a yard and a half gain there.
Another one of those RPOs, played very well by St. Clair there. Line was able to crash and not allow the running back to get the ball, and then linebackers pursuing did not allow quarterback to keep it there.
That's where the RPO stuff sort of confuses me, because Lutz can't run very well, obviously, and it's kind of still opening up stuff. So I see it with like the faster guys, where the run is really an option. With him, you can get some yards, but
it's all just about getting those running backs, receivers in space.
Well, they tried to do it again. That might have been a quarterback draw, but that is number 78, sophomore defensive end Marco Carone, stepping up with a big tackle for loss. Coach Junko in my broadcast last night of the freshman game mentioned to me all the injuries they've had. It was a blessing in many ways because they've had some younger guys had to step up and really get meaningful reps and show they belong. And nobody's done that more than number 78, Marco Carone. Didn't even really play the first couple games. Was forced in there due to some injuries and has been hard to take out of the lineup because he's been so good. So here we are, 3rd and 11. And, the first half was all about the Panthers not being able to get off the field. Second half, let's see if they can adjust here. If I'm a defensive player, I'm watching that slant again. Is Heister coming? He is. Heister's coming from the corner. He's got a beat on him. Oh, that's a beautiful throw. He's out of bounds. It is going to be about a yard short, but I will be extremely intrigued to see the discussion here on South Fayette sideline, because you got a full yard, it looks like.
Making it 4th.
Maybe a yard and a half. At the same time, there's been a lot of offense in this game. What do you do here if you're Coach Rossi?
4th and 1.
Coach Renner, do you subscribe to Josh Helmrich's analytics that Gavin was talking about earlier?
Keep in mind, I would probably not go for it here. This is insane.
I missed that. I'm not sure.
I'll send you the article. Helmrich has been doing a lot of research that coaches don't go for it enough on 4th down. The percentage suggests that they should go for more. I am not suggesting
analytics.
Yes,
that's the new word at major level.
So here's my problem with people who are too critical of analytics. Analytics is not telling you what you need to do. It's just providing more information. So no, I don't believe analytics tells you should go for it up 7 with 6.5 left on your own 29. I wouldn't even. I'm the most aggressive, stupid, should never be a football coach because I go for it all the time. I wouldn't even go for it here. But my point is, and Josh's point is,
you're more likely to get it as opposed to not get it. It's 1 yard. You're more likely to get 1 yard than not.
And the other part of it is the marginal gains you get from punting the ball from certain field positions are not worth the minuscule risk that you would be stopped. And that is what the analytics tell you, particularly punting across the 50, on the opponent's side of the 50. You should read the article. It's interesting. And Helmrich is like a genius. So.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but this is a tough call. If you make the first down, it's going to go a long way. If you punt the ball down to the 25, that would go a long way. And it just depends on how much you believe in those guys in the trenches.
So this is going to be fascinating. They came out in a formation similar to when they went for it the first time, and now they call timeout. I don't know if we had a formation that was wrong, or they're bringing their punt team out. Okay, so now the punter is coming out. Caputo is the kicker punter, and looks like it's going to be a more conventional punt. So the other part of this to watch is, Peter, is Mateo Cipollio. He has not broken one on the returns yet. He is very, very dangerous. He has 2 returns for touchdowns this season.
They're crazy if they kick the ball to him. I'll tell you that right now.
I wonder if they'll kick directional here, very exaggerated directional.
They kick the ball to him.
But that's okay. Pretty good
great
field
coverage,
position.
though.
Yeah.
If he had a couple more yards of space, would have loved to seen that, him in open field.
I just got a random Facebook message. Who is your brother? Must be from the class of '93. Ryan? Question mark. I said, unfortunately, yes. I know he's not listening, so I'm not worried. Not worried about throwing some shade at his way. So, Panthers are in business here. Ali Economos Paradise. I graduated with him. She's laughing. She thinks it's funny too. She probably knows he's crazy. Here comes Heister to the outside. Great block on the corner here by Mark Bambury. Here goes Heister. He's still getting more yardage. Gets about 17 or 18 there. Great first down game from the Panthers.
Going back to what was working in the first half, giving it to Heister. Still got some clock to run. I wonder if that has something to do with it, trying to not give South Fayette too much time left if they are to score.
It's so difficult for me as a coach to think that way. Like, let's score, but score slowly. It's like, I just want to get points. I want to get points. But you're right. I mean, that would be the ideal scenario. So he fakes it to Mateo on the end around. JB's got in front of him. Oh, nice little cut. Besselman, great block on the outside.
Block.
Here comes Heister. Cuts back into the middle to the 24. Great stuff from Ethan Heister, but Besselman on the outside. Great block.
What a block by Jamal Brown, too. I think he just took out 2 guys on the play, pancaking one of them.
That motion fake to Mateo going the other way, that froze linebackers.
Yeah, sometimes you wonder, like amateurs like me wonder, well, he's not going to get the ball there, okay, but that's the same thing Morgan Lee was telling me last week. He said that misdirection does more than you think in terms of the defense sort of having to adjust to it or account for it. So here we go, 1st and 10 at the 24. Just over 5 minutes to play. Oh, here comes Heister again. You're right, exact same play, and Heister is just busting him. Starting to wear him down, maybe, Peter? Is that what we're seeing?
That might be what it is. I mean, the offensive line is just controlling the line of scrimmage right now. That South Fayette defensive line might be a little winded. I don't know what their rotation is or whatnot, but it's been 8-9 yards plus a pop right now.
And that's that left side again. That's Rosenberry and Fennell and Tyler Kirk at the center spot. Very impressive stuff. I can't say enough good things about the left side of the offensive line tonight. So we're at 4.5, and we're getting now to the point where it's.
I think he's accounting for time as well.
Oh, he is. No question, they've slowed up. He's a tempo guy, and they've slowed up. And here it is again. Heister, they got him. No, they couldn't get him. Great leg drive from Heister. Gets a first down, gets inside the 10 to the 9.
Number 50 takes Pullman. That carries good. And opposite clear, touchdown.
I love it. So we are first and goal from inside the 10 here. At halftime, I was kind of worried that, okay, we may not get the excitement that I expect from St. Clair football. This has been all kinds of excitement now.
Complete turnaround. I wonder what Coach Junko said to his guys at half.
They're going to the post-game party from Pizzazz. I know that. My man Jerry, who was here for the ceremony, he's hosting tonight. Oh, they're throwing. It's a screen. Oh, jeez, was that scary. That's one of those calls, Peter, that seemed like a great call. Like you wouldn't expect that, but that was frightening.
I'm just surprised that he got away with what was working that entire time. I guess throwing the jet that they've been doing this entire drive, actually utilizing it might have been something that South Fayette wasn't expecting, but
that's why
they read it perfectly.
My way of thinking is like, that's a brilliant call. Like they would never be expecting that play, and then it didn't work. So it just goes to show you sometimes you outthink yourself, I guess. Now Besselman's in the backfield.
And he's primarily runs when he's back there?
He can throw, although he's not Mateo good. But frankly, he's one of those kids athletically that can basically do anything you ask him to because he's just. Best cuts it in. Oh, they just got him by the
shoestring.
Gets it down to about the 5-yard line, bringing up 3rd and goal.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Peter, I thought that was a touchdown. I really did. It's okay.
Barely able to trip him up there.
So now Bartusiak's in. They're going a little bit bigger, a little more hefty. 3rd and 5. And I wonder if it's going to be power again because it's Heister. It doesn't seem like there's many other options here with Heister. And Mateo in motion. Fakes it to Mateo. Same little play we've seen. Oh, no, the ball's out.
They got it.
They got it back, but that's another fumble. He got his helmet right on the football. And instead of being 4th and goal from the 2, it's about 4th and goal from the 8. So now time sort of impacts us in a bad way, Peter, because all of a sudden if you don't score here, you're inside of 3 minutes with only 2 timeouts left. So this is massive, and Coach Junk's going to use one.
Get a timeout
this is the
right
play
away.
of the game. All right, gentlemen, this is why you guys make the big bucks.
Don't ask.
Does anybody have a play here for 4th and 9, the biggest play of the game?
I don't see why they shouldn't just give the ball to Mateo. Maybe throw a jet around there to throw them off and let them run around a little bit, cause some chaos, and find somebody in a scramble drill type setting. Easier said than done.
Well, Mateo's a threat, and he'll be a threat until the ball's out of his hands. This is I think I would do some sort of crossing action. A rub route.
I can never figure out how sometimes that gets called for offensive pass interference, and most of the time it doesn't. That's one of those things I never understood. But, I agree. Mateo's got to be the guy with the ball in his hands. Mateo's been putting on the Ritz all second half, okay? When the ball's been in his hands, you've been to the edge of your seat. You've been seeing things. To me, he's the guy I want. He's your senior. He's the guy I want with the ball in his hands, ready to make a play. So, be interesting to see if he's the guy who they trust in this big moment.
Couldn't agree more. It looks like it's that personnel that they've been coming out with when he gets the ball.
This is the time last year when Ethan Dallin would do something miraculous.
Besselman also doubled up at the bottom of the screen here.
Well, that doesn't surprise you. Uh-oh. And Mateo sacked. Unfortunate. He just... Just couldn't find a guy. It was, he was waiting, he was patient, and just nobody there. Unfortunate that they couldn't just throw it up and try to get somebody to make a play. So now it's the ball is back in the court of the Panther defense, and you got to get a stop, and it's got to happen quick. 1 timeout left. 1 first down, and this game's over.
They'll have a 1st and 10 on their own 20.
Two timeouts.
See, I thought
they might have. Did they mess it up?
They just used one here.
Yeah, I thought that was their second half, but I don't know. Running wide. Uh-oh, they've got some room there. That's a pretty darn good game from Deans on 1st down. Got about 6.
Brought down by number 4, Aiden Besselman, and number 17, Tim Spear.
And it's interesting. Like, we do these broadcasts, we try to make them as professional as you can. But the one thing I try to stress to people is these are kids, and they make mistakes like kids, and they're they hurt like kids. And so, I'm around the school all week, practicing, doing my weightlifting with the basketball kids and stuff. I see the way these kids hurt. I see the way they try. I see how much they love this, and it hurts me when things don't go well here, and that's the hard part of these broadcasts for me.
I got a comment here after this play.
I can't wait to hear this. Dean's got it. Heaster, great play. Ethan Heaster, great individual play in the backfield. So are we going to see a timeout from the Panthers here? Or if not, it leads me to believe they only have 1 timeout left and not 2, or he would probably be using 1 here. But that's a big play from Heaster shooting the gap. Coach, I want to hear your feedback here.
I appreciate what you said about their kids, But my other take is you never see anything Friday night that you don't see repeated on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, you're right. No question.
I mean, the pros do some of the dumbest things imaginable. So these high school kids they're not bad.
No, I think that's more, my comment was more directed at Joe Q fan, yelling at high school kids. It's kind of like these kids are busting their tail. They're great kids. We are so fortunate as coaches to coach the caliber of kids we get to coach here at Upper St. Clair. And so, if I get emotional up here, it's coming from the place of I love these kids. I love them, and I want the best for them. So I apologize when I get a little over the top and emotional about this stuff, but this is where I'm coming from on my broadcast.
Howard Cosell never apologized on air, so you don't have to apologize.
No, Howard was using all kinds of big words. I'm trying to avoid that on the broadcast.
You ever hear these announcers that come into Heinz Field? They all say at the confluence of the Allegheny and
Throwing out their 10-cent word?
Well, Howard Cosell was the first one to use the word confluence. And now everybody comes into Pittsburgh and says, oh, on the banks of the Allegheny and Monongahela at the confluence of the Ohio.
So here's the play of the night, 3rd and 6. Are they going to go for that slant? There it is. Huff got it. That's an interception.
Wow.
Jake Huffnagel, his 2nd pick of the game. What an individual play by number 10, the junior. And we're in business.
I'm honestly surprised that they took the shot to throw the ball there, but that slant has been working all day like we've been saying. What an individual play, though.
Maybe St. Clair did have a timeout left because, to me, if they didn't, you would have run the ball there because then you give it with no time left. So they must have had a timeout left. But that was the slant that's been working all night. Huff recovered. What an individual play. His 2nd pick of the night. The junior, he's a competitive young man. Great play. And all of a sudden, with 1:07 left in this football game, we have another chance here. Look, win or lose, this has been some great cinema in this 2nd half. I'll tell you that. So,
I think Coach Render was the one that turned the tides.
It always is. He's used to winning at this stadium. So here's Sapulio. 38-yard line of South Fayette. Looking down the field. Good out pattern. Got it. That is Nick DeRubis, the senior. Just short of the 1st down, I think, unfortunately, so the clock's going to roll, or it isn't. They stopped the clock, which, okay, now they're telling them to run it. That's what you want from your hometown clock operator, though. Assume that 1st down until they tell you otherwise. 50 seconds left. Inside the 30 here. Mateo's back again, looking downfield. Uh-oh. He escapes one man. He throws it, and incomplete. Tough throw on the run. He sprinted up, but again, that doesn't hurt you.
Avoid a
Incomplete pass
sack.
is okay.
Avoid the sack. Avoid the clock. Keep rolling. Not all that bad. You're still in a 3rd and 1 situation. Get 1 yard, stops the clock, and kind of regroup there.
So you got to get the 1st down here because obviously you need to stop the clock. But you can go center of the field because almost any gain is a 1st down here, correct, Peter? Oh, it's a center screen, but uh-oh. He's got to get that 1st down. He didn't get it. I think you got to call timeout here.
I think he's looking for it.
They called it about 5 seconds ago, but I could hear it from up in the booth. So I loved the call there on the center screen, but maybe they've used it one too many times. It
sniffed it out a little bit.
So, okay, no timeouts left, 30 seconds to go, ball on the 30. I don't know, Peter.
I got a center screen story. You want to?
Yeah, well, hey, we got a break,
My
man.
1st year at Upper St. Clair, we played Laurel Highlands, which was in Uniontown where I had just come from. I had a 6'5" quarterback throw the center screen, and Laurel Highlands intercepted it. And I said, I will never, ever throw another center screen in my career. I never did. You remember a center screen?
I do not remember that one in the playbook.
We didn't have it in.
Now, the classic, to me, there's 2 classic Jim Render plays that I picture with Jim Render. The end around that always seemed to be like you run it at this great time. Well, it was everybody, like Quealy, Adam Chrisis, like all the main teams had that. And then I loved the post corner. When he'd throw, which was not all that often back in the day, they'd run that post corner route to like your best receiver, and you'd always get a big play off it. It's not all ground and pound with Coach. Oh no!
Timeout by South Fayette. Wanted to see what they were doing. Yeah.
I didn't think they had any time.
I didn't either.
It looked like he.
I don't think it was.
Yeah, they're out. He's calling for it.
No, they're having.
He's saying they're out of timeouts, is what Junk's saying.
Of course, the clock is not official.
South Fayette is out of timeout. It will be 4th and 2.
Well, then how is that not some sort of
a penalty?
That's a technical in basketball. So they basically got an artificial stoppage of the play by calling that's ridiculous.
Then they put another second on the clock.
So it's Easter,
Got it.
and he's got it easy. So now they got to get up to the ball.
Ethan Heaster carries good for Upper St. Clair, first down.
And they clock it with 22 seconds left. Ball on the 25-yard line or so. And you got a couple shots here. I mean, there are two things that can't happen. You can't get tackled in the field of
take a
play here,
sack.
and can't take a sack, yeah. And really, the down and distance at this point is not your issue. It's, the yardage. You got to make up the yardage quickly. And so, they don't have enough time to dilly-dally here.
Even if you can get 10 to 15, you can still have some time to clock it. You'll be at the 10 or so yard line, give you some more probably plays right now. I don't know how deep their passing playbook is.
They got Besselman bracketed. They've had two guys on him ever since. Oh, boy, and that is going to back him up 5 more.
After snap, full start, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Well, that doesn't help. So let's see what magic the Panthers can conjure up here. And Matteo Cipollio, it's his legs and his arm at this point. You can't really afford anything else.
Do you think he's going for Besselman here?
I would chuck it deep. I don't care how many guys are there.
He's proven he can beat double coverage just himself.
I mean, that's my crazy aggression, obviously, but let your big, oh boy, get rid of it. Uh-oh, that's probably going to be grounding, and that's going to be way back. And yep. So unfortunately, that's going to be a huge loss for the Panthers with only 13 seconds left. And the reason I would run something like just throw it up is it takes all the other stuff out of the equation.
Intentional grounding on the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty from the Toronto foul. Lost it down. Way down.
So this has now become very, very difficult. You got 50 yards to go instead of 25, 30, and it isn't a time issue here as much as it is what are the odds you're going to make a play this long, knowing how the defense is going to be defending you. I mean, is there a way you can get a 25-yard out or something?
You wonder if there's a lateral type play, or if they do just take like a 15, 20 yard out. You see top of the screen, Jamie Smith is pretty wide open right now.
Yeah, they're doing the out. So, okay, that's Jamie Smith. That's I think, a smart play. Because
at least you can throw the ball 40 yards.
Correct, yeah. And I wonder if they'd think about putting another quarterback in to do this, knowing that Matteo gives you another weapon in the receiving game.
That's a good point.
I mean, because you have, 3 really good receivers in Darubas, Besselman, and Cipollio. But if everybody's paying attention to Besselman, which I'm guessing they will, having, Matteo as another option seems to be attractive. But it's okay. Besselman's to the top of your screen now. They're putting him on the trip side, knowing that it's hard to get a double or triple team over, and he's got pretty much single coverage here. They're throwing it down to Heaster. Oh, they got it, no question. So the game cannot end on a defensive penalty. This will be an untimed down. The unfortunate part is you don't get a distance.
It's only 15.
Correct, but you get another shot.
Get another shot.
And that was blatant. I mean, that is not. He did not let him get back to the football. So, kudos to them for throwing that flag. Some guys probably wouldn't.
Pass interference, defense number 11. The 15-yard penalty from the previous spot will remain 4th down.
So now they get it at the 25-ish yard line. Definitely a lot more gettable.
I'll tell you what, Cogs, if they are in the same formation here and Besselman has single coverage to the top and the trips, I give him a chance to make a play. 25 yards, not impossible. Mateo throws
Gave
it
it
up
to
to
him.
Best.
I think
Oh
he
my
got
God!
it.
He
Oh
caught
my
the ball!
God.
He caught the
What a
ball!
catch.
Aiden Besselman, what a play! What a play! I cannot believe it. Mateo throws it up, saying, make a play, number 4, and what a play from Best. The junior wide receiver has been spectacular tonight. That is number 3, and that's just one of the single best, most unbelievable plays I've ever seen.
How about that 3-play chain of events? Take the 15-yard out, give you a Hail Mary, get the Hail Mary, pass interference, jump ball to your best player.
Henderson drills it. And unbelievable, on the last play of regulation, we are tied at 28, and I'm out of words. I've never seen anything like that.
Wasn't the last play?
The extended last play. On an untimed down, we have tied up the game. Coach, I can't imagine you've ever seen that.
I can't stand all this excitement.
Coach, I can't imagine you've ever seen a game tied up on an untimed down, and you've seen everything.
I don't think I have.
I'm speechless right now. This is literally one of the most exciting things I've ever seen in watching a high school football game, and we all get to witness it together. Maybe it's Coach Render magic. It's his night. We're figuring it out, and we're going to come with some memorable game that I'll be talking about 20 years
Coach
from now.
Render didn't make any decisions tonight.
Well, hey, kudos to the staff. The adjustments at half have been great. They've been a much better team in the second half, but sometimes you need luck, sometimes you need magic, and sometimes you need fabulous athletes, and you saw a little bit of all of that there. I got no voice left, and I am losing my mind right now.
Luck is what happens when preparation meets with opportunity.
Oh, that's such a coach quote. I love that quote. Holzer's got that up somewhere.
Who'd you steal that one from?
Era Parsegan, I think.
Oh, I love it. I am just... So, high school overtime, will explain it to people who don't watch a whole lot of high school football, and they're used to watching the NFL or something like that. It is 4 downs, I believe, from the 10, and you get fair ups. So both teams will get a chance to run their offense and try to obviously get 6-7 points. Then if you score, you have the option to kick the extra point or go for 2. A lot of times, the conventional wisdom is you want the ball second. You want to see what the opposing team has done. This is valuable in particular in this game because you have 2 great place kickers. So if you stop the other team, all of a sudden, your game plan may change a little bit. Now, do I want a high school kid with blocking and snapping? Do I want to rely on that? Maybe not. But Bennett Henderson, other than that blocked extra point, I don't think he's missed a place kick all year. So.
Now, is this like college when it gets to a certain amount of touchdowns that they have to go for 2?
I don't believe so, but don't quote me. I am stunned right now. I am so proud of Besselman. My gosh. Have you ever seen anything like a performance like this from a wideout? Just incredible. Because these aren't like, okay, he's beating a guy, he's wide open, he's making plays. These are contested combat catches.
What do they say about all the best jump ball receivers? They're not 50-50 balls. They're actually like 90-10 balls. I feel like that's how it's been tonight.
Like Larry Fitzgerald.
Exactly.
Yeah, maybe a 50-50 ball, but Larry Fitzgerald's getting it, man. But Best, he just got an offer from Penn this week, and I don't know enough about recruiting and levels and stuff like that to tell you where I think Aiden Besselman is as a football player. But I'll tell you this, as an athlete, being around this school 20 years, he is in the upper echelon, just pure athleticism. He's also very bright, great student, and good kid. So.
I've said the same thing about David Pantelis.
Same way.
If Yale's got 4 receivers better than him, they better be undefeated.
I watched them play Saturday.
I watched a little of it.
They need a quarterback to get him the ball. All right, South Fayette's going to start first. That's good news also for the Panthers. It's going to be a handoff. Heister in the backfield again. What a second half Ethan Heister has. That is a senior saying, I don't want to lose a football game.
Huge first down stop. Heister just came screaming through the line. It doesn't get much better than that for a defense on first down.
If you know Ethan Heister, the kid, he is one of those kids who is extra motivated, does everything you can do. He used to come to my boot camps. He's one of those kids, how can I get better? So you root for kids like that. He's really showing out here. So now we got 2nd and 16. The second and goal to go from the 16. So Lutz has got all kinds of time here. Now he's running out of time. He backpedals. He's got a man. It's Deans. They throw it to Deans. Good closure there. Both Huffnagel and Ivory Travers, the two juniors, get them down at about the 12. So only a gain of about 4.
Great job by the St. Clair secondary there. Lutz had a lot of time, but they held strong and had to take a check down.
Oh, this is just massive right here. 3rd and 12. Can the Panthers keep them out of the end zone? Last time South Fayette went back to that slant, that's been working. Panthers got a pick off it. Let's see what happens. JB's on the outside here, and so is Heister. I don't know if they're going to send some people here, Peter. I don't even remember many overtime games at this stadium. This is just electric right now.
I don't think I was ever a part of one.
Because you guys were too busy just cranking everybody. Lutz is back. He's got time. Here comes Ivory. He's getting him. And Banbury. He rolls. Oh, almost intercepted by Mateo. He undercut that route beautifully, knocked it away, so it's going to be a field goal here. And just what we talked about, good kickers. And I'm not trying to do the jinx thing here to a high school kid, but this is a high school kid kicking a huge field goal here. This is no gimme. I don't care. This kid is good. I know he's good. But and Rossi, they have a great kicker almost every year, I feel like. But this is almost a 30-yard field goal. This is not a gimme. It's down. It's blocked! And that's Ethan Heister once again. He's a special teams ace, and that is what you saw. Great stuff from the Panthers. The momentum has shifted drastically. So, Peter, we're in that position now that we talked about. You don't want to play for a field goal because they're high school kids. But at the same time, how aggressive do you get?
I feel like they just go back to the heavy formations with Ethan and Jamal. If you could score a touchdown, fantastic. If it has to be a field goal, maybe get your field goal kicker in his favorite spot, maybe probably right down the middle and play it out from there. But
got to hold on to the football and got to have good snaps.
Got to hold on to the football.
I was looking to see if they give each team an extra timeout in overtime.
I think they do, don't they?
Scoreboard's saying neither of them have a timeout.
Yeah, I thought they did. I don't know. I don't know the answer. Heister, he's running power. He's getting to the outside. Here goes Heister. Turns it up, gets to about the 5. I'm not going to lie right now. So, Holzer's a nervous Nelly, as you know. I'm not. I don't get particularly nervous during games. I feel like we're prepared. I am freaking nervous right now. I have no control over this whatsoever. All right, 2nd and about 5 or 6. Oh, no, and there's the snap issue. And unfortunately, okay, Heister got it. No disaster.
Now, Coach, on this play, do you try to get your kicker in his best spot as opposed to kicking it from the hash?
I would run the ball to the right. They're on the left hash. I would go slightly off tackle on the right side. If he gets tackled, the ball's right square in the middle of the goalpost.
See, I love that. You're thinking about where you want the kicker from the hash marks. Keep in mind, Bennett hasn't an extra point blocked, so
He's just going to down it.
So this is the ultimate faith in your kicker. And to me, I don't think Bennett's missed a place kick other than the one that's blocked, but you've got to block them. What you saw from the South Fayette kicker, that kick looked like it was kicked very well, and there's a snap, there's a hold, there's all kinds of elements to this. So this is 30 yards. And
I have good vibes.
I love that.
I have good vibes.
Come on, Bennett, because my man can kick. So there's your answer, Coach.
Coach Rossi icing the kicker.
But he asked whether you get a timeout during the extra 4 set of downs. You do.
Yeah. And Upper St. Clair's going to kick a field goal. They're a little longer than the next
What a second half comeback here, Gav.
I don't even know what to say right now. I'm nervous for Bennett. I'm nervous for the guys and the coaches.
The amount of individual and team performances on the offense that brought us to this point has been astonishing. You have Besselman making 2 unreal catches. You got Mateo scrambling all over the place. The offensive line opening holes for Heister. Here we go.
Here it is. Bennett Henderson, the sophomore. Snap is down. Kick is up. He's got it. Bennett Henderson has won the game for the Panthers. The Panthers win in overtime, 31-28, and the scene on the field is incredible right now. Oh my God, what a night. In all my years of attending football games from 3rd grade on, I don't think I have ever seen anything like this. What a win from the Panthers. So much courage, so much heart that the Panthers showed tonight. I am so proud of Coach Junk. I am so proud of the staff. I am so proud of the kids. This was just something incredible. This was something special, and I am so glad you guys got to witness it with me tonight. Peter, how do you summarize something like that?
Honestly, Gav, as I was saying before, the second half adjustments that this coaching staff made put them in the right position to get to where they were, down 21-7 at half, and being able to stop them on offense, and then your offense able to get going, doing stuff, a couple of different types of stuff, with Heister being the power back and then Mateo being the more spread jet type of offensive attack.
When I saw Mateo at the quarterback position last week, I wasn't enthralled with it, but he brings a different dynamic handling that ball. And that number, what's your man, Besselman?
Yeah, Aiden Besselman.
Marvelous plays.
So, I don't really know how to summarize this for you tonight, guys, but the final score here from Panther Stadium is 31-28. Upper St. Clair wins in overtime. Pete Coughlin, Coach Render, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I had an absolute blast. This is a memorable one.
Your enthusiasm comes out there, Gavin. You're a keeper.
I can't hide it. Thanks, Petey.
Appreciate it, Gav.
So is my man, Pete.
Good night, everyone. See you next week.